Transformation Central.
Transmogrification Central.
Transformation Central.
We're live.
That is the best way to enter from a break. It's just coming singing, just singing fucking show tunes. Like, let's go for it. If we could make this happen more often, I would be so happy.
Or
just soundbite that, dude. You just need to soundbite that, and before you come back, play it like an air horn, you know.
Just, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Oh, God, that'd be so good. Anyways, welcome back to the Weird West, where we're feeling weird as well.
Weird West in the wild blue.
The things. Can we get the
Yes. So
first?
we got
Who is it?
We got Chucky Jack, who was followed, and JD gave him a subscription as well.
JD, you
Wonderful
absolutely
person.
beautiful person.
Do
Thank
it.
you, Ken.
Make the dinghy.
So, Chucky Jack, for a follow, I take this mallet and I hit that guy in the face.
Yay!
And for JD, you've been amazing this whole time. You're gonna get a bunch.
Thank you all so much. Seriously, from years where I have gone 24 hours with no help to now having a group of friends to assist me throughout the entire day, as well as all of you wonderful people who have stuck around in chat, like, what's a boy to do? Other than continue raising money for charity.
I'm just a boy in a 24-hour stream.
Just a guy, you know? I don't know how, like, it's been so helpful to maintain an aspect of energy for this long. So thank you. But
That's all right. I've got the last bit, and I have all the energy.
enough for everyone.
Yeah.
Just do what I do. Internalize the tired, repress the tired, and then let it come out during therapy.
Internalize, repress. It's a little song. But speaking of the old song and dance, what are we up to in this weird West? Are we like on our, like, did we make it to the station?
Yes.
Okay.
We made it to the station unmolested, and we left off just as the train was pulling in. And the brakes hiss, and it just kind of like chugs to a stop.
Okay.
And now you guys are free to detrain yourselves and go off and do whatever it is that you plan on doing here in the wonderful, disgusting, dirty city of Kobold.
Gonna leave a key in the manacles. Just motion with my gun towards one of the holes that her ship had torn in our train. Said, "There's your exit."
I think I'll stay here until you guys have left.
Suit yourself.
Speaking of leaving, let's head to the warden station.
Let's
So-
mosey on out of here.
As they start to move, I just wait, and then at the end, I'm like, no need wasting manacles. And I just take the manacles off of her, stow them, and walk out, because there's no witnesses. I'm just like,
She
gonna
winks at you.
we might need him later, is Rusty's
There's one
thinking.
witness.
She winks at you. It's hard to tell because she's wearing an eye patch.
Okay,
She
I
brings me
flash one eye flashes, because they're just like blue light come out of them, and so he's like, blink, blink, blink.
It's kind of disturbing.
All right, out the door.
Where is the warden's office? I've never been here before.
Center of town. Oh, who are you asking?
Not you.
Next
person.
Center of town.
Oh, sorry. Don't mind me. I'm just a passerby.
That lady's
Oh, well,
dress
that's
looked
the center
familiar to
town.
anyone else?
I'm just a talking horse.
Voice from the sky.
I would know where to find the hanging judge if
All
I've
right,
been here
guys.
before.
Is he scary? Should we be concerned, or is his name just kind of all he is?
Do we know him? I mean, he could be new for.
I just know where to find him. I
He's been
don't.
around for a very long time. Those of you who have been around for a while would know that he's been set up in Cobalt like ever since you guys joined.
Okay.
He doesn't come back to the Citadel very often because he's busy with his work down here.
I think we should go shopping first. I think that'd be nice to see the city a little bit.
Hold on, darling. We got to report in first.
I'm sure True Sight would
I'm
love to
just
see the
messing with
city.
True Sight.
Look at all of these great sights.
Do you think this shirt's in my size? You're at a pet shop, True Sight.
And put that badger down.
I thought
Look
it
at
was
this cute
no.
puppy I found.
True Sight, True Sight.
It's a skunk.
I did grab the bag
Nice
from the
kitty.
porter or whoever was picking up the stuff from us earlier on my way out. So I guess I'm a robot with a hobo bag over my shoulder.
Oh,
bindle.
You get a stick and bindle.
Yep.
I like it.
So, as we make our way to the warden's office, I'm gonna spin our luck in the negative and get us lost.
Oh. Do you tell anybody that you're doing that?
No.
You guys
Does
are
he-
lost.
Does he have a tell? Or like
He's
Does he?
new.
I don't know.
What's your tell, bro?
Would he have a toe?
His tail wraps around his waist.
tail, right?
That's exactly it too.
I think when he... There's a slight glint in his eye that's like an off color. Like his eyes are usually, green, but they flash yellow when he manipulates it.
Mm.
Either
Yeah,
way,
looking for it.
they're yellow both ways, good or bad.
Yeah. They're
Or
yellow
just
both
like
ways.
one eye turn yellow when you're going good, or and one eye turn yellow when you're going bad.
I like that idea.
I was thinking they would be different, like gold is, yellow is gold for good, and then
And then
maybe
red for
the-
bad.
yeah, exactly, something like that. So
I was
Cool.
thinking the color of fool's gold, where it's like that duller kind of golden color.
Oh, so it's more
Two-tone
subtle.
gold eyes, yeah.
To tell the difference.
Yeah, you'd have to know. You'd have to know.
Well, I don't know where this place is at all, so I probably wouldn't notice him doing something like that.
Your lucky numbers today are 7, 8, 32, and 4. Your lucky color is white.
You know, I don't gamble. You know this.
It ain't gambling.
Why are you a fortune cookie?
Gypsies. No.
Oopsies.
That's true.
All right. Well,
Y'all get lost. You walk into a saloon.
Does anyone have any idea where we are?
This doesn't smell like the warden's office.
I'll take a step back and read the sign.
Really? Oh, you're gonna read the sign, are you?
Brass spittoon.
Salty spittoon.
Salty spittoon.
This is definitely not the warden's office.
I don't know. Some people work out of worse.
Should I ask for directions? Is that what it's come to? Bloodshot?
Rusty, we need to find our way to the warden's office. You got a mind like a steel trap. I've repaired it enough times that I know you know. Now,
Okay, if I actually do, something magnetic or whatever was throwing the compass in my head off to get us lost like we did.
That's
So
precisely that's the turn of bad luck that you guys had, was that your magnets off.
all right,
Reach over behind Rusty's head and pluck like one of his gun holster magnets off. Rust.
and I take that and clink it to my belt, and then I'm like recalculating. My head does spin around.
your
Make a
jaw
U-turn.
opens up and you just start spinning.
But yeah, my head does turn around
Dial-up
360,
noise.
and then once I'm pointed at the right way, then the whole body twists again, and I start stomping off with my hobo bag.
I ain't ever gonna get used to that.
You'll learn.
A little disturbing, is it not?
I feel like he's got springs in his legs, so he kind of bounces a little bit while he's walking.
Yeah, I'm just keeping pace with him. That way I can make sure, because I know where we need to go. Last time I was like, I'll just let Rusty do it. I'm still thinking more about. I was still caught up and thinking about Levi and the interaction with Captain Morgan.
Guys, we forgot Trusat at the.
I'm just gonna run back holding my hat.
Just like looking off.
True set.
You guys leave?
No. We did it. We were here the entire time, and
We
we're
just had to
now
use the
telling you.
restroom.
We're gonna tell you now. We are leaving.
All of us, we went together to the restroom.
Ah.
He's got that badger again. He's shaking.
It's hilarious. Okay. You guys wander your way down through the town. It is like there's all kinds of tough people who just kind of pass you by, like covered in blue dust. They're like, this is just kind of like a ramshackle town. There are a few, like, amongst what occupation there seems to be for this town is either mining cobalt or turning cobalt into other things. So there's lots of like horseshoers and like folks that work, like there's a factory for trains. There is a blacksmith, and then like the other blacksmith, like there's a lot of smithing that goes on around here.
The
They use
other
cobalt.
blacksmith.
The other blacksmith. Yes. Well, this guy's really good at making, like, you know, railroads. Excuse me. Ah!
Please don't.
I'm dying.
Y'all are.
Hydrate.
There's someone who makes railroad spikes. There's someone who makes like horseshoes. There's the railroad factory. They make steel beams to make the sky rail. And like all of that. And there's like a little tinker's shop where like there's a little old man who's like working on little clockwork things and stuff. You pass by all of this until eventually you see a sign that's swinging in the wind, made out of blue steel, and you recognize it as the Warden Star.
Ah, we're there. He says, like looking around. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry we got lost. I honestly did not mean that to happen.
It's just
I
like
was
you
joking
thought it would be.
So what is this? Should we go in, or is there like protocol?
Protocols go inside.
Sorry.
Alright, let's go. We head
So-
on in.
So you do. You swing the door open. And first thing you notice is that it's pretty dark in here. That there are no windows. And there is a cell in the back that is notably empty. And in front of the cell, sitting at a desk, is a man in a trench coat with his hat pulled down low over his head. And you can see little bits of hempen rope just kind of hanging off him in different areas, out from under his sleeves and under his coat, and trailing down on the floor. And he's just looking down at his desk. Come in.
Set my hat down if there's like a side table. Just be polite.
Is it dark? Like people can't see dark, or
Well, like the door is open, so like
Okay.
light has spilled in.
but if the door is closed, there's like one little lantern, or
Yeah,
okay,
I mean, like he needs some light,
okay,
but it's fairly dark in here
all right. We walk
As-
in.
compared to the hot and dusty outdoors that is typical of Kobold.
Rusty will lump up until he actually like physically touches the desk, and then he's like, "Thornton, coming here to look for children, lost children, missing, lost children."
I told him not to send anybody, especially not you, Clockwork.
Well, sent us they did, and we're here, so it might as well, you know, if we're here, we might as well help.
And he is gonna just kind of like stand up, creak out of his chair, and he'll pace the room, and you can see that he is dragging ropes behind him wherever he goes. He's got a bandana over his face, so that, and like there's like a shadow over his eyes, so you can't really see what's going on under there. So how much have you heard?
Heard there's a man named Levi trying to convince pirates to snatch up kids.
Levi. Where'd you hear the name Levi?
Something I heard along the way.
He just squints at you. Levi's trouble. Y'all are going to want to stay away from him.
Sounds like a good place to start as any.
Oh, no. Hello.
Well,
The warden
just
suddenly
to
has a
take
super
on
soft
defense
side.
itself.
Just for cats, it's Hellboy. You know?
A cat jumps up.
Oh, precious!
Judge's shoulder.
Hey, baby.
All the ropes are like flailing around.
Oh, the cat's like batting at him.
Yeah.
That's adorable. All right. Sorry. What'd you say? I was distracted by cat.
That justice ain't gonna dispense itself.
I reckon it ain't. Justice around here is a valuable commodity. Can't quite get enough of it.
If this guy's trouble, why ain't you already hanged him?
Think I haven't tried?
See a slippery fella?
He's untouchable. He works through proxies. He never does his own dirty work. Haven't been able to track him down. You hang one bad guy, another one pops back up. Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra,
I was going to say it's the Hydra conundrum.
Yeah.
I heard about that in one of my books.
Cut off one head, two more take its place.
Right, so it's not one person, it's like the Dread Private Roberts, he keeps switching who he is.
He
I
does
read
what
about
now?
that.
We've been chasing
mean-
him for years, and you telling me that it's been a different man this whole time?
Well, it's been a different man.
How have
since
you
my
known
time.
this and not told the other wardens?
I thought it was public knowledge. I
For
mean,
sure
the
it's the same guy.
man's like 90 years old. It's got to be someone else.
For sure it's the same guy. No one works quite like him.
Rosebud was the sled.
What do you know about him? You know if he's a power?
He must be.
Nothing else.
I couldn't tell you what he was.
Now, said it's like this Hydra conundrum. Only thing is, in the stories, man tries hard enough, Hydra goes down. Just gotta think about it. Not go at it bullheaded. That's just gonna make your problem worse.
You go after him. You're gonna come back in a box.
Maybe then I could find peace, but until then, looks like Levi's got a new enemy in town.
Jeez.
Bam! Drop the mic and watch the explosion.
I feel like this scene would be complete if I was eating pretzels as well.
Oh yeah, totally.
Just after saying that, just
Yeah, slowly making your way through a bag of pretzel.
All right, and
Craving.
obviously we've dealt with him before, so I just turn and walk out.
Yeah. Hanging Judge is one of those old wardens that doesn't like Rusty very much.
Okay.
that's why I ain't got time for this warden either.
I hear you.
And as we're going along,
God damn it.
Wait.
As we're walking along, Rusty doesn't just talk very often, but he starts to kind of mutter as we're going along, and he's like, "There's days where I just like to just walk up to everyone and say, you Levi,' and if they say no, shoot them. Go to the next person, you Levi, no, shoot them. Those are my bad days." And that's that whole defeatist. That's that whole defeatist thing coming in, like he's like seeing an entire city of possible Levi's, and the little cogs that come together in his thinking are just kind of like, if we just get rid of them all, then we
Rusty
problems.
D&D Jesus, Rusty, come on.
What's Frank got to do with this? Yeah,
Those bells.
yeah, I would have walked out with you. So when you say like those are my bad days, I'll just look at you and I'll say, oddly enough, those were my good days. But I'm trying to put that behind me. So why don't we end up going around asking folks around here whether or not they heard of a man named Levi and where we can find him. But until then, we don't shoot innocents.
Well, oh, that is one way to look at it. However, I think maybe killing innocents should be like last on the list.
As you guys leave, as soon as the last person walks out the door, a rope is gonna snake around and shut the door behind you, just like.
I hate that guy.
Yeah. If it's one thing we agree on, hate that guy.
Sure do hate that guy.
Sure do hate that guy.
Maybe now
Just
you're all
Levi.
just trying hard. This doesn't make sense.
Do any of y'all know where the bad part of town is? Where we could find mercenaries?
I lick the tip of my finger. And I'm going to use the luck we had earlier to find the bad part of town.
Sure, that's not
Nice.
just giving yourself more bad luck.
Up in the air at this point.
He's just cashing in.
Yeah.
He put it in the bank. Now he's cashing it in. Cash money. What are you gonna look for?
Monies, please.
I mean, what are you looking for specifically? Information on Levi? Somebody who's heard of Levi?
We're gonna look for the seediest bar in town.
All right, well, head on back to the Salty Platoon.
Well, son of a bitch! Just like wind up there. Come on!
It's the same place as before. It's the same place that you wound up going through your turn of bad luck.
Oh, shoot.
I think sometimes the universe is just fucking with me.
Sometimes you fucking with the universe.
No, it's after the fact. Like, when I do my luck thing, it's trying to get things my way. But then, it's sort of like this monkey paw business, you know?
If you fuck with the universe fucks back.
That is
Somebody walking past me says.
No, the universe is alive.
My power is to give weirdly relevant advice. But my drawback is that I can't keep my mouth shut.
Doesn't seem like a bad power to have.
Rusty
We are going.
Salty spittoon.
So
You head on it.
I'm thinking of looking into the future
Uh-huh.
to the point where someone we talk to
Mm-hmm.
knows what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
See what that guy looks like, and then
Uh-huh.
describe him.
Does
to
he-
everybody.
Does he have a tell when he's about to trance?
Well,
Or do that?
His eyes go.
my eyes kind of glaze over.
I slap him in the back of the head.
Where'd that come from?
Why'd you do that?
To stop him from looking into the future.
Oh,
We don't need a blind man with us all the time.
I mean,
Maybe
I
just
think
live in the moment.
Sometimes I like to be blind.
I miss the old days.
Take me back.
I'm blind all the time.
It's nostalgic.
No, but like I want to see a person.
Who it is that will have the information that you need.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can describe them to everybody so we can find them quicker.
That sounds decent.
What do I see?
What do you see? What you see is a woman cleaning the bar. She's just basically a barmaid. She's going back and forth and handing drinks to folks, collecting coin.
Mm-hmm.
She's the kind. She has like tousled brown hair, just kind of like falling out. She's got like crow's feet. She's a good looking lady, but like, you know, time has done its toll or taken its toll on her.
Mm-hmm.
She's very busty. She wears like you know, a corset that like gives her some nice lift.
Is there a brunette barmaid in here? So you all should talk to her.
Again.
They're a brunette barmaid.
Yep. She's coming out from the back, carrying.
Approach, said lady.
Well, hello there. What can I do for you?
One whiskey, please.
Whiskey, all right. Anything for the rest of you?
Whiskey as well.
Whiskey, all right.
Bourbon
Whiskey.
meat.
Bourbon.
You make Bloody Marys.
I reckon we can. We serve food here, sir.
I'm just fucking with you. It's a joke. I learned what those were the other week, and I'm trying it out.
He's getting better.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I don't have much of a sense of humor nowadays.
Just water, then.
Is that a joke too, or are you actually serious this time?
No, I like to keep my wits about me when I'm on the job.
Anything for you, Tin Can?
Oil can. Then he goes, ha, 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 ha. That's my joke.
He's much better at it than I am.
All right, she says, and she heads to the back and comes out with drinks, water, 2 whiskeys, bourbon, and a little tin can of oil.
All right. Do the prominent joints that I can reach.
Yep.
I'm gonna motion to probably Joker, like. I take a sip of the whiskey.
Don't hand me my drink.
Stands up. Are you okay?
Oh, it just went down the wrong tube is all. And I like push the glass away from me.
I'm just gonna take the glass as well. Would we know, or have you kept it secret?
Oh, I have kept it secret.
Gotcha.
I can't risk it.
Walk
And I'm
over
a
to.
15.
I feel like this is a good moment to invoke one of your aspects or your trouble for a fate point. Will you drink the drink in order to fit in, or and get a fate point, or are you going to, or otherwise, you know, like fake that you've drunk it?
I don't think I can physically drink it, because I don't drink alcohol and it tastes like really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say no, I can't drink it.
All right.
I don't have like a sponge or anything that I can just like throw over my shoulders. I can't. I'm kind of in the middle of people. There's no way for me to. Yeah.
Put it in his drink.
Yeah.
Well, just like pour it in there while he's not looking.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay. I probably wouldn't want to drink anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Because alcohol thins your blood.
Yeah.
Sure does.
So I bleed easier when I'm drunk. So if anything, that's when I start doing my wild shots because I'm just bleeding freely.
Goodness. You probably should drink more water. Stay hydrated.
Yep. This is what I do.
Yeah, Joker's gonna
So
stand up.
when we sat down and got drinks from this chick,
Mhm.
I didn't get my vision back right away. So
Yeah.
I'm waiting for someone to.
Is there anything else I can get for you guys?
Well, sorry, ma'am, but we were wondering if you heard anything about some children disappearing.
Is this about my Nathan?
I'm gonna make some space for her at the table and motion for her to sit down.
She'll kind of look at the barkeep and say, "I'm taking my 10," and then she'll sit down. Y'all
Now-
haven't heard anything about my Nathan, have you?
Nah, ma'am, we're new in town. New in town.
New in town.
I'm gay. I've got AIDS. New in town.
Look at John Mulaney.
You had to happen at least once today.
I'm gonna push him.
Push.
Push him. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
I
don't.
pushed him.
I pushed him. I don't reckon if you know what these badges mean, ma'am, but we're warden. We're looking for any information we can. We're looking for any information you might know about the missing children.
My boy Nathan. He's about 14 years old. He went missing a few days ago. He's been troubled lately, ever since his father walked out on us. He's been getting into trouble, and I think he's got a power.
You know what it might be? The power that is. I'm just interested.
Does Daddy have a power?
Yeah, he did.
Gross.
What,
I'm just gonna take a long drug from my.
What did he
What
have?
was his daddy's name?
What was his daddy's name?
Yeah.
Charles.
Xavier?
Your boy got mind powers.
No. All right, so your boy Nathan went missing a few days ago. Is that also around the same time different children started going missing, or do you know about that?
I don't know about any other children going missing around here.
y'all talk in this community?
I'm working an awful lot.
Yeah.
Kind of don't have time to talk.
Yeah, a small town like this, though, word's supposed to get out. People shouldn't go missing during the night.
Big town, right? This is a big town.
Pretty big town.
Okay.
But if there's like a string of children disappearing, you know.
Your husband, while he was here, what did he work? Where did he work?
Down in the mines.
Same as everybody else.
Mhm.
Do you have a specific job you used to work at? Do you have an old crew?
I reckon you could go down to the you could go down to the old mine, ask around about Charles Smith.
Charles Smith. All right.
Is there anyone? We've heard a name thrown around a little bit when we've been investigating this. And I've forgotten it off the top of my head.
Levi.
Levi. I went with Leroy in my head. I'm not-
To remember this name, I think of
Jeans.
children. The jeans are made of children.
Wow. Okay.
I also went to jeans.
No.
So when Tornado says Levi, I want to do a scan around the bar to see if I notice any other bar people kind of take notice of us at the mention of the name.
That sounds like a roll to me.
Okay. What would this be considered?
Thinking careful
Yeah.
or step or sneaky
Or sneaky.
or sneaky.
Yeah.
All right.
Sneaky beaky like.
If you have any other ideas,
I was
willing
gonna
to
say quick.
spend
I was gonna say
Oh.
quick because I wasn't expecting I was kind of expecting my partner to blow information about the mission just by saying it aloud in a crowded bar. But it was
quietly.
But it was one of those things where I understand that in a town like this, people often have their ears open for keywords. So I just was waiting for that word to be said before I did a quick notice of the people around to see if they were noticing us back.
All right. What'd you roll?
Roll 'em. I got a total of 1. I got 2 successes, 2 fails, and I have a +1. Or if it's quick, sorry about that. If it's quick, then I have a +2, so I'd have 2.
A 2 is, as I open my reference here, I think a 2 will suffice. You notice that most people who are able to overhear what you're saying are like keeping to themselves, like very like intentionally, like not going to get mixed up with that. But you do notice maybe one guy sitting by himself in a corner whose ear kind of perks up, and you can tell that he's now listening to your conversation rather than pointedly ignoring it.
All right. I'm just gonna keep my eye on that guy to see if he leaves the bar before us, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Josephine, as she introduces herself, will say, I reckon Nathan was going to have some sort of healing ability. There was one day when I was feeling a bit down, come over, touched my hand, I felt 5 years younger. I think he wanted to join the wardens. He went over to go talk to the hanging judge, and I haven't seen him since.
Talk to the hanging judge. Interesting. You don't know if anyone else has gone missing, though.
Not personally, no. Not anybody that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Children aren't usually around over here.
Right.
And a lot of folks in this bar aren't the family sort.
Right.
True. Wonder if there's a school we can go to and talk to anyone there.
Has not hindsight's has True Sight's vision come back yet?
Yes. As soon as like she sat down to talk about her boy Nathan, you were like, bling.
Why does this glass have so much whiskey in it?
It's a double.
What did you order?
Just one whiskey.
Just one whiskey? All right, there's like two glasses worth of whiskey in there.
Yeah.
Did anyone notice? Did I have to roll for that?
I mean, you can.
I was focused on talking to Josephine.
I don't want to, but I don't have to.
I mean, if you roll and you succeed, I will give you a fate point.
Yeah, there you go.
What's your sneaky?
But if you do not succeed, then people will notice you poured your glass into somebody else's.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Roll them all. Oh, okay, that's a 2.
Yep.
For sneaky.
All right. That's fair.
Okay.
I think I mean, anybody want to roll against that?
I mean, I can.
You can.
For what?
But you did it while you were still blind.
Yeah, exactly.
For putting whiskey into his...
Yeah, for me dropping my whiskey so that...
I feel like even if I did notice, I would have preferred you put your whiskey in his cup anyways. Just like, you're underage, that's technically illegal. Like,
I would assume 18 is the drinking age, right?
yeah. But we've
I
been
mean,
together for a while.
In the Wild West,
It's true. You
I think
saw
if you're
over
tall
the
enough to
bar.
reach the bar, you're fine.
Yep.
And Rusty doesn't care, so even if he did see it.
Rusty is
Oh, but does she only get the fate point if somebody rolls against her?
nah.
Oh, okay.
I don't care either way.
All right.
I like the idea.
I will let her have the fate point either way. It's just to decide whether or not people noticed.
So I get an extra fate point.
Yep.
So now I'm at 4. Come at me, bitches. Sorry, Gwen came out there a little bit.
A little bit.
It's
gonna-
fine.
Take Josephine's hands in mine. All right, miss. If we hear anything about your Nathan, we'll let you know.
Appreciate that. Now, it looks like my break is over. If you need directions, I can help you out.
Do we need directions? Do we know where we're going next?
Where are we going next?
Oh, mines are down here, and the
Alright.
one-room schoolhouse is on the side of town, and
Mhm.
et cetera, et cetera. There's a nicer saloon up the road. They're partial to wardens. They might let you stay there for a reduced rate.
I think we should.
We don't do that here.
Yeah. I think we should see if there are any flyers around town looking for lost children. Start there. Unless anyone has a different idea.
Start at the schoolhouse. Got a hunch.
Alright.
I was
Rusty.
gonna go check out the mine, see about maybe her husband was part of a mining company. Maybe man we're looking for is one of them. How else would anybody know? If nobody in this town talks except for the people that end up working together, that must mean the father might have mentioned something about his kid to somebody else he worked with. So I'm gonna check those records to see if anybody from his company still also lives in town.
All right.
Alright.
Rusty,
Do we want to split up
good
then?
amount of money on the table.
Nice.
Tell me y'all want to meet up.
What time is it now?
High noon.
No.
We left at high noon.
Tomorrow, we're meeting up tomorrow. Everybody have a good night.
And meet up at sunset at the nice saloon.
Roger.
Roger. All right, who's going where?
Schoolhouse.
Did the guy who noticed us get up and leave it all, or did he just stay there?
Stayed where he was.
All right.
I'll go with RJ.
Who?
With you,
I'm Joker.
Joker.
Yeah, Righteous Joker, RJ. You know, time all day.
Righteous Joker.
I was planning on going to the mines, but I was gonna wait until most other people were gone, unless they were sticking around. Then I was gonna go over to that one guy's table and just sit there.
Are you waiting? So you wait for
I'm gonna try and wait for everybody else to leave.
in the bar or just your buddies?
Just my buddies.
Okay. So your buddies leave. You go and sit down. He is bellied up to the bar, so you probably just like get down next to him.
Yep. I'm not good at small talk, so I'm gonna make this very, very poignant. I'm looking for somebody, and when my friend mentioned a name, you seemed to garner some interest from your current location, where you shouldn't have been listening in. So, I'm gonna ask you very quietly. I'm gonna ask you once. Do you know a man named Levi?
He drains his drink. What do you want to know?
I've heard from several sources that he is looking to expand upon potential business opportunities, and I was wondering if you possibly knew anything about where a man could find this Levi, or might find people who know where I can find this Levi.
I don't know about finding him, but I'm one of the few who laid eyes on him and lived to tell the tale.
Now, I'm going to be very, very blunt with you. I've come a long way. I've been through a lot today. So if you don't tell me what I need to know, things are not going to go as pleasantly as they have up until this point for you.
You threatening me?
Simply stating a fact.
Like I said, don't know where to find him. But I can tell you what I saw.
Do tell. And I'll buy him his next drink.
He's kind of an older man with a really long nose. I don't know how else to describe it other than just kind of like a rat-like face.
Okay.
He's just kind of
Peter
skinny.
Pettigrew, but skinny.
He's got he's got like an overbite, and he's just kind of he's got like this haunted look in his eye, and he's just kind of a spindly older type. And he's just nursing that drink. I was lost out in the wilderness one day. Had a little bit too much of the drinky drink. My buddies just left me out there. Just pretty near thought that I was gonna die. That's when I saw him. Standing on the road all by himself. Primped and preened like he was going to a funeral. I'll tell you what, you look in his eyes, and he knows things about you. He just kind of like stares off.
I get that. Sounds like you're saying he was a clean-shaven man. A lot of jobs around here actually have that as an opportunity to have something clean. Most everyone I see either coming from the mine or working hard at the smith. And those jobs get dirty.
Yeah. The only folks I see around here with a iron shirt be the folks who own the factory.
Thank you. That is a very good starting point. Now, if there's another way I can thank you for your service besides just drink, just let me know. If you need anything in this town while I'm here, I'll do my best.
Here's a good start. He just knocks it back.
And I'll pay for his next one and then I'll leave. I'm still going to go investigate the mine.
All right. Well, let's jump to the schoolhouse.
Yes, go to other people, please.
Did we literally split the party? Everyone but Dead?
I
Bloodshot?
was gonna say I was gonna stay behind and watch Bloodshot's back.
Okay.
That's nice.
So then, big robot at a schoolhouse, not a good idea. So I guess me and True Sight are standing outside the door of
Just
the
waiting.
bar.
Make it small talk.
So, I like your brass stuff.
Too late, man. It's too
Nice
late.
brass.
Nice brass.
Like the brass. Don't you objectify the robot?
Go on without me.
So the schoolhouse.
So what's going on at the schoolhouse? Alrighty. So y'all mosey on down to the schoolhouse. And I reckon it's about, you guys got on the train about noon. So I reckon it's probably around 4 or 5 by now. School bell rings and a bunch of kids start spilling out of the schoolhouse. And this little lady who seems barely old enough to not be schooled herself is standing by the door, just kind of like ushering them out, making sure that they aren't getting up to any trouble.
Well, pardon me, ma'am.
Howdy.
Howdy. I haven't met you before. My name's Lucy. Who are you?
Pleasure to meet you, Lucy. I'm a warden. I flash a badge.
My name's
Yeah.
my name's
I reckon
Tom.
on account of that blue Clinton steel right there on your breast.
My name's Lee.
Your name's Lee?
What's wrong with that? It's a family name.
I'm sorry. You just never used to. I'm sorry. I'm Talum, and I like reach my hand out.
And I just go, your name's Talim, and then I reach my hand out.
Nice to meet you, Colin. Lee, what can I do for you?
We're looking for some information. Word came back to our main office that there might be some missing children in this town.
Nasty business, that. I've lost about 4 or 5 students the past week alone.
Over how long?
They just haven't been showing up to school.
Did you make a formal request to the wardens, or has it not been escalated any?
Indeed, I did. I told hanging judge about it, and I haven't seen him do nothing about it so far.
Yeah, that's kind of his shtick. That's why we're here, to help solve the situation.
Could we get the names of the children that have gone missing?
The chitlins, if you will.
The chitlins?
Sure thing. And she runs back into the schoolhouse, lets y'all in.
I always thought chitlins was a food.
Chipotles. She writes down a list of names. She also writes their ages and what they look like.
Now, how long has it been since they've started gone missing?
Well, this one's been gone for a couple of days, and she she writes down the information on exactly how long they've been gone.
Mm-hmm.
She reveals to you that her power is a photographic memory.
Well, that's mighty helpful, ma'am.
It sure is helpful. Except for the fact that I can't remember people's faces.
Well, we all have our advantages and disadvantages, isn't that right, Lee?
We're all quirky in some way. Talum.
She just looks back and forth between the two of you like, am I in the middle of something here?
My apologies. What else do we need to know?
Children, where they are.
Are there any connections between these children? Do their parents live in the same part of town? Work
Any
in
of
different
their
places?
Any of their dads walk out on them?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know if that's funny, but
I couldn't tell.
Fucked up.
I couldn't tell you myself. Some of these folks have single parents. Some of them got 2 parents. I couldn't put my finger on it. Aside from the fact that they're kids.
Did any of them manifest any powers right before they went missing?
A few of them, but there's a few that don't have powers neither.
do they come from prominent families that have powers?
No, ma'am, no. A lot of them are just like sons of miners and blacksmiths and storekeepers. We got a couple farmers.
Interesting. Is there any place in town that would be easy for someone to hide out in, some sort of abandoned area or some such?
I reckon there's a warehouse down by the factory district.
Factory district. All right.
He's eating, so he's letting us know.
Yeah.
After he eats, he has to sit down and yell,
Scream
let
into
us
the
know what
void.
he's eaten.
Your reference earlier to the he's singing the lament of his people. Oh my god, I knew exactly where you got that from. I was walking out to my car and listening on my headset, and I'm standing in my yard laughing out loud. Oh my, it's beautiful.
All right. So,
what's the main export of this town? If I'm the cobalt.
Cobalt.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Is it common to go out by train or?
To leave by train?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people around here can't afford to travel by train.
The cobalt itself.
Oh, the cobalt, yeah. The cobalt gets moved by train for the most part.
All right, I'm just trying to determine how easy it would be for these little ones to be maneuvered out of town.
I mean, pardon the
I mean, there's
candor.
been a lot of import of skywood lately.
What? Oh, right.
Skywood, what the rails are made of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they building another line?
I reckon that's usually what they use it for. But I myself am not included. I don't get a spot at the table.
Fair enough. Well, you are doing mighty fine work here, ma'am.
I wish I could do more.
This information is very helpful, ma'am. We will get back to you if we have any more questions or if anything else turns up. Yeah, that's about it.
Please help those kids.
We'll do our best, ma'am.
Thank you. Turns
And we're
around,
gonna hustle on out of there.
shuts the door.
All right, Tornado, do you want to do the hard work or the easy work?
I always like to
Loaded
do the
question.
hard work. That way we can do the easy work later.
I mean, all right, so the hard work being we go off and we question all these parents. Easy work being we go investigate the abandoned factory.
I think investigating the factory might be best, but we might want to see if we can catch some of these children before they get on home. That way they...
That's a little creepy, don't you think? Follow some kids home.
Well, no, I'm saying catch up to them and, while they're on their way. We are wardens. We're
We're gonna just
like,
walk and talk. Like, so
Catch
what?
them,
You want to talk?
stuff them in
Hey,
a
there, little
bag.
kid. You want to talk about your disappeared friend?
I'm not much older than most of them. It's not like it's, I'm fairly young for a warden. I'm also a female, so it's not as weird.
All right, that's just sexist.
I mean, it's the truth.
That's some double-edged bullshit right there. Like,
If you want to stay behind, you can stay behind, Lee. I'm not about that.
I regret ever saying my name in front of you.
I laugh and jog forward to see if I can catch up with one of the kids.
All right. There's a little girl in a blue dress with some pigtails. She's walking along with her little brother.
Pardon, little miss. My name is... Oh!
I told you.
You get away from us!
I did not mean to...
You ain't gonna take us like they took friends!
Look,
Whoa.
I'm a warden.
See
I
here.
promise. I only had a few questions for you.
You got one of them stars?
Yeah, it's on my hat.
All right, prove it. All right.
It's right there.
Let me see. She grabs it off and looks at it and hands it to her brother, and he's just looking at it with big eyes.
Uh-huh.
All right, Warden, what do you want?
I'm gonna use my powers to flip it out of their hands like a coin and pop it back on my head.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now I assume that you all have heard about what's going on with the other kids, and we are here to hopefully rectify that situation.
Yeah, they snapping us up like deck rats out there.
Yes, and that's why it's very important that you stick together. Now, do you know anyone personally who has had an interaction with these people that might be trying to take kids?
They took Fred the other day.
Has anyone come in contact that perhaps they saw something that they thought was sketchy, so they ran away? Like a close encounter, if you know what I mean.
Of the third kind.
They kind of whisper amongst themselves. And she's like, Henry saw something.
Is that
Oh.
her brother?
Yeah, the little boy's just like staring at you with like saucer wide eyes.
Oh, it's all right, little one. And I'm gonna like get down on my knees. Now, you're just about my brother's age. And I kind of like fix his little whatever, if he's wearing a Stetson? The little bow tie things that they
Yeah,
have.
he's got like a little bowler tie.
Yeah. Now, you have to be brave because there's a lot of little kids that are going to count on you. And we're counting on you too. What'd you see?
He's gonna point in a direction. He's like, Fred and I were playing hide and seek. Well, Fred was hiding, and I was hiding. But there was another guy, and he was seeking.
Oh. What did this... Oh no. What did this man look like? Did you see him?
He was tall, and he wore a black hat.
Black hat. Very helpful. Do you remember what color his hair was?
I couldn't see it. He was wearing a hat.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. No facial hair, not a scruffy beard.
Victoria, you're gonna hate me for this later. And I guess his right eye sparkles slightly. Just get some luck on finding a lead.
Oh, okay. The little boy points up and he says, "Can I hold your star?"
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Tornado.
And so he just sits there and he kind of fiddles with the star for a little bit, and he like talks down really to the star more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "He had a beard and a long black coat."
All right. That was very brave of you. You know what? And I kind of like fiddle with, huh?
What?
He
Turned into a...
Did I hear you right that you said he turned into a bunch of birds? Okay.
Nods.
That's me, not him. Not her.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wow. Well, is there anything else you can remember? Because that's a lot, and that's very helpful.
He just kind of like shakes his head no, and he looks back down at the star.
All right. Well, and I kind of pat myself. I reach my hand into one of the holsters, and I pull out some, like, toffee.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want you to hang on to this until you get home, okay? Can I have my badge back?
He trades you for it.
One day, maybe you'll get your own. And
He looks up at his older sister with like this big smile on his face. He's like, "Did you hear that?"
You two have a good walk home, all right? Go straight home.
"Yes, ma'am." And like they lock hands and scamper off home.
If I look at the list, is a Fred on it?
Yes, Fred is on there for the day that he said that Fred was gone. Fred went away. Fred's about 4.
Jeez.
He's one of those kids that they didn't know for sure whether or not he was gonna. They didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez Louise.
Well, that was a lot of information we got there. Aren't you glad we did that?
Oh yeah. Lucky break.
Son of a bitch, what did you do?
And with that, we will move over to the folks who are going to the mines.
And we finish our small talk.
Yeah, and I'll walk out of the bar and just kind of like almost taken aback, like, thought, oh, you were going to school.
Yeah, we're just waiting to you back your plate.
I appreciate it. All right. I found out that who we're looking for is a clean-looking man A gaze that can see right through you down to your very core. That is what I've been told. So if you see a clean-looking man, might be our guy. I mean, if you think about it, this shithole doesn't exactly have a whole lot of clean jobs, so the number of people it could realistically be is kind of slim. Now, what I was told is that I want to check out a factory of sorts. Or the management of the factories themselves, as they're the people least likely to get dirty. But I'd still like to check out the mine to see if maybe there's some connection with the pattern that these kids are getting picked off from. So that way, if there ends up being a pattern, then we can be there the next time a kid's gonna get grabbed.
All right. Sounds like a good plan.
You'll learn a thing or two being on this job a while. And he just begins walking off towards the direction of the mines.
All right. As you guys approach the mines, or rather the place where you got to go a fair distance to get to the mine, because you got to get like flush up with the mountain and find the mine entrance. They got those wooden beams for supports and such. There's mine carts and stuff with people wheeling out big old gleaming piles of cobalt.
I'm more trying to see if like there's like an overseer's office that we could go to, because like a lot of old timey mines would take a picture of the entire mining crew.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's like a picture or something that we can potentially look for.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. There's an overseer's office. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And you can like push open it's just like a ramshackle, like bare bones wooden shack. Y'all can push open the door, and there's like about 3 dudes in there that are like got these plans open, and they're arguing over whether or not they need to go. It's all like, I'm telling you, this vein is gonna be rich. And he's all like, I'm telling you, it's dangerous down there. We have already lost 3 canaries. We had to come back up here. And then, like they're just back and forth.
I'll clear my throat loudly.
They all look up, and like instantly you can see all of their eyes go to your badge. And like one guy rolls up the plans, and like the 2 of them file out. And a kind of like bigger, more portly man who's wearing suspenders, kind of a dirty shirt with a mustache. He's like, what can I do you for? Warden.
Well,
I'm the overseer around here. They call me Pete.
Well, we got a case a while back involved a missing person, one Charles Smith, and we're not expecting foul play by any means, but
Charles Smith spits on the ground.
I never said he was a good man. I said we were investigating a missing persons.
I'll say he hit his kids and his wife.
Well, it sounds like this town's a little bit better without him here, but
I'll say
good
riddance.
As far as the job's concerned, I can't give 2 shits one way or the other, but I still would like to know if there's any record of an old mining team that he was on, anybody that may have been on that team still in town, if they left too. Just looking for any potential leads that we can find on this guy.
Kind of like fiddles with his mustache a little bit while he's thinking. He's like, I reckon he was on the first mining team for this particular outpost. And he goes over to his desk and he starts shimmying, rummaging around, pulls out like a leather-bound book, and he starts flipping. You just see black and white photos of men lined up with like this empty look in their eyes, like, yep. This is what I do.
The miner gaze.
The miner gaze.
I walk up until I'm touching the desk.
Can I help you, Clatterby?
He's my
I don't say
partner.
anything.
Talking to friend you got here. And he thumps his thick finger down on a picture. It's just a line of people standing, looking at the camera with their tools and such. And he points. There's the guy.
I'll look at it. Do you have some kind of pen or marker? You mind if I take this picture?
Yeah, sure. I mean, bring it back if you can, though.
Of course. I'll do my best, and this job ends up getting done sooner rather than later. I'll do my best to make sure it's back in your hands. Worst case scenario, expect it back in the post in a month.
All right. I'll be waiting on it.
All right.
Anything else I can do you for?
Do you got records, any names to go along with these kinds of faces? Other than just a picture?
You turn it over on the other side. They have the names in order.
Thank you very much. Now, if there's anything that you need from us while we're in town, just give us a holler. You hear?
Sure. Just find them kids. Distracted my workers.
We're doing our best. Any of your workers got their kids gone missing recently?
Yeah, one or two.
Now, as a point of curiosity, were any of those men in this picture?
In that picture,
Man.
he's gonna grab it and look through it. Can't say. This one's pretty old. A lot of the folks around here, new.
Sounds reasonable. Thank you.
Most of the people in this picture have moved on or disappeared.
Just kind of nod. Well, thank you. I'll take the picture with me.
Yep. As you look down at the picture, see what Charles looks like. He's got kind of like a Abraham Lincoln beard sort of thing going on. And he's just got got this angry glare in his eyes, just deadpan staring directly at the camera, kind of gives you the willies to look at. He looks like he's a young man, but it looks like he's missing years off of his life.
Sounds like a minor. So yeah, I'll take the picture, thank the overseer for his time, and then we'll step back out.
All right.
So, what you thinking there, boss?
Well, seems the kids who are getting snatched up now weren't part of this mining team, but I'd still like to ask around, see if anybody knows more about this Charles Smith fella. Don't like the way he looks in this picture. Everybody else, they seem dead on the inside, but he looks angry about it.
Jeez.
If you got the time to be angry when you're feeling dead on the inside, that's a whole length of the walk that people gonna do. Now, that sentence didn't really make much sense, but when you seen what I seen, and then I just walk off.
I have a tragic backstory.
No one cares.
One time I forgot my lunch and I went hungry.
Really sad about it.
It was really sad.
So yeah,
What's your plan? What's next?
I'll confer with my compatriots and ask them what they think. It's a good course of action on this, because I've been leading the charge a little bit on this, kind of getting up to the mine, but my push forward didn't lead me any further or closer to our current goal, other than this picture of Charles Smith. So
Factory was a good idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking the factory is a really good idea, but I want the other two with us when we go.
all right, meeting them up at the school, or What? Or no, not. Yeah, we meeting them at the school. We meeting them at the nice tavern. Where are we going?
Yeah, I think we
Good
said
saloon.
we'll agree to meet up at this one.
All right.
Wait for sundown, I suppose.
Yeah. I'll go. I'll just follow along.
All
Kind of observing the town as I go.
All right. As you guys are moving along, you can walk by the you can see in between buildings as you're walking by. The factory is kind of out a little bit, just beyond the city limits, and you can infer. Well, I'll tell you about that later. Actually, it's just beyond the city limits.
Tell me
a
what
little
I
bit
can
too
infer.
far. Well, I don't know. How clever are you? Who's the cleverest amongst you?
I got 2.
Oh, okay. Well, at least 2 cleverness will lead you to believe that a new building just outside city limits is trying to work against paying taxes, essentially. You get just outside city limits and you pay less taxes. You don't pay taxes to the city, you pay directly to the county. So you can, yeah, exactly, just like a casino. And that's why Las Vegas is actually in paradise, or what you think of as Las Vegas. Any hoosers. You guys head on back to the tavern, and I'll say you guys arrive at about the same time. What the nice tavern is called the Rolling Hills Bed and Breakfast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it is.
B&Bs make me uncomfortable. There's too much hospitality.
Well, hello there, sir. How would you like
Oh,
some
God.
hospitality?
Well, is that hospitality Southern?
Southern is my backside.
So,
I'm sorry. I like the quaver because that's what I think happened.
I'm getting a little panic. I'm tired, but I'm like, ugh.
You got
Power
this.
through.
You got another hour and 20.
Get it.
yeah, we got another
Yeah!
20 of this. Do we want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
Something the last hour 20.
I feel like we just did. Did we just take a break?
I don't
We
know.
took a break like an hour ago.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
We've been doing an hour of investigations.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a break, and then you guys can go and check out the
Of course,
factory.
all right. We broke our DM, gang.
That's my favorite line.
Broke the DM.
We need a hard reset.
Oh.
We're gonna hit a hard reset on her.
All right,
Alright, bye, Jen.
we will see you guys in as the per usual 5 to 10. So don't go no places. We will see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Danae is feeling fired up. She did laps around the house and yelled a lot, apparently. So, welcome back, all you beautiful people. Welcome back, Barry. You done did it. You made it. We found it again.
Vampired all of his energy out.
Yeah, I did. All right. So where we left off was that we were all meeting up at the.
Rolling Hills Bed and Breakfast.
I just put rolling B&B.
Full of Southern hospitality.
The
And I
absolute
assume we,
worst.
Share all the information that we've gained.
Yep.
Which I think that's two mentions of the factory. Or you guys learned about a factory, and we learned about a factory. Oh, look at the cat.
Grab up.
Oh, your cat
Cat.
is playing with the curtain.
Oh, that's adorable.
Hi, Don. What are you doing? Wait.
Ma'am?
But yeah, so we have two mentions of a factory, and I think
You heard about a factory, and then the school kids not the school kids, the school teacher told you about a warehouse. Y'all asked if there was a warehouse, and I said, yeah, by the factory.
by the factory.
Hmm.
The factory that's suspiciously out of town for taxes.
Tax evasion.
Tax evasion.
All right,
Evasion.
but I do have to say, have you guys tried this apple pie? It is great.
Too sugary for my
90%
blood.
apple pie.
Baked love in every bite,
Hmm.
says the guy
Nope.
going by. Apple pie.
Never had me no apple pie.
Well, yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Maybe we can make you some taste buds.
You see the eyes kind of like get real wide. Like, why did I
But-
never think of that?
Why have taste buds when you have taste friends? I say as I put my arms around people's table. Yeah.
Have you been
His
drinking?
name is Lee. Did anyone else know that?
I did. He was on his form when we enrolled him.
Oh.
It's a family name. It
Where's
means
he going?
wood. Or great wood or some crap.
I would.
All right. Well,
If it helps, mine's Mordecai.
I knew that.
I didn't.
Well, we are just learning a lot about each other today. You okay there, buddy? Okay.
Who's best?
So what do we need to do? Wait, did out of character, did Indoor mention the orphanage to anyone?
Has anybody unlocked his tragic backstory?
I don't think I've
Who
had
gave
those
me the
social
most
points.
cookies?
Who did my loyalty mission?
I mean, Rusty would know.
Right, but the orphanage was mentioned.
Yeah, that was when it was myself alone in the room
Right.
with Rusty and True Sight.
Oh, they were both
Yeah,
there.
I mean they were both.
Well, we were nearby.
Yeah, you guys were nearby. I don't know.
I mean, True Sight just about got kidnapped for an orphanage.
Yeah.
So I feel like he at least knows it exists.
Do we have any dossiers about people with powers, like registered?
Do they register? I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Yeah. This is the Wild West, not the
Not the tame East.
yeah.
You fucking
not
got
the-
him.
The Accords, which I can't think of, those Nostrovia Accords or whatever. The best LB animal thing ever was one night we were playing along and nobody saw it for whatever reason, but her cat comes flying through the background, one paw, like Michael Jordan through the background, and I'm like, did anybody see the Michael Jordan cat? And I told my daughters, and we had to find the episode and watch the bit so they could see the little Michael Jordan cat.
I want to see this episode now.
And well, LB in it at one point says, "Oh, she's chasing a fly or whatever." So you figured it out for us, but it was just the weirdest thing because it's all white back there, and this little black cat goes warping through. I'm sorry, distraction.
That's okay. It's getting late.
It's
So,
getting late.
It's getting to that point.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, my background is similar enough with True Sights that I probably would have divulged in him that information at least at some point, just as
Yeah.
more of a like, what happened to you happened to me as well. Like, if you need anybody to talk to.
I feel like you guys have an aspect surrounding that.
Hold
Sorry.
Yep, that's okay. Keep playing.
Tyler's blind admiration.
Yeah.
And watch your back.
There. I have to rearrange the the screen. That's okay. But just keep going.
That's all right. I'll be rusty.
It'll be rusty.
Wait, how'd y'all switch?
My cat unplugged my webcam.
I'm the
that's-
storyteller.
And now
That's silly.
everyone's changed positions. I'm Tornado now.
Change places.
Move down, clean cup.
All right, there we go. Everybody's fixed.
And I am True Sight. I can't see. Oh wait, never mind. I'm
How
back.
ironic.
I fixed it.
I think
You're
that'd
the
be a hilarious game where you basically randomize and shuffle people around. We have to.
They have to pick up where the last person left off.
It's
Yeah.
Mr. Mixel Pixel's D&D game.
All right.
Mr. Mixel Pixel.
We should
Mr.
go to the
Sir
factory,
Mix-a-Lot.
I guess. Do we want to go tonight or go in the morning?
We should go tonight. Well, strike with iron's hot.
Right, the element of surprise.
Moment of surprise.
I like that idea.
The element of surprise.
Speaking of surprise.
All right.
All right.
I don't want to go blind quite yet.
We were discussing that and his propensity to make himself go blind. And it's all like, oh, he kind of likes going blind because of the whole like sensory overload thing. So like, well, don't gotta look at nothing for a while. That'll be nice.
I feel like he's the guy on the road trip that like, all right, just wake me up when we get there. Like he's like,
Zonk.
yeah. I don't want to be a part of anything until we actually get there.
Yeah,
No,
I call
yeah.
that time traveling.
Yeah.
But people are always nice to blind people.
It's true.
So they're like, oh, let me get that for you. How about this?
All right.
Where
So,
are we going?
factory.
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 To the factory.
All right.
To the factory.
Would Rusty and I have been to this factory before?
Actually, this is a pretty new factory.
Okay.
I mean, it probably existed when you got, like, Rusty was built in this town. And this factory did exist back then. But it has been, like, bought out and torn down and built again on
Okay.
the outskirts of town.
Sure.
Did
It's a
you say it
factory
was
burial
sandblasted?
ground.
It was sandblasted?
That's for Waza, if he's listening.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
When we're getting near the factory, I'm going to go ahead and just take a jaunt into the future and just look for a point, like when we enter the factory, if there's trouble that brews at that point.
Which factory?
The factory.
I mean, like, the factory or the warehouse, where are you guys going to go into? Are you going to try and enter, like, the working area of the factory where there's, like, heavy stuff being moved around and people trying to do their jobs?
Well, are they
Or-
working at night?
Oh, that's a good question.
I would see that, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you sure would. Where are you going, though? Or where are you planning on going? Because there's, like, the office area, there's the factory area, and then there's the warehouse.
So we know from Bloodshot
Mhm.
that
There's
the only
3
clean
buildings, per se.
the only clean shaven looking people would be like management at the factory.
Mhm.
So if we're looking for Levi,
Mhm.
we want to go look for management
Mhm.
and see if anyone meets that description.
Sure thing. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Does everyone agree with that? All right. So that's what we're going towards the, I guess, main office for the factory.
All right. If you look ahead, you will find that the main office is locked up because it's after
Not there.
hours.
Okay. Well, I'm blind, guys, and there's nobody at the office, but we should still go there so I can see again.
Maybe we'll find a ledger or a book or something.
I'm going to try to lockpick with my precision.
Precision. Ooh, I like it.
Thanks.
All right. Let's get a careful roll.
Okay.
Okay.
We just shoved food in my mouth. Rolling.
Roll it.
That's a 4.
A 4? Oh, nice. That works. You shoot air into it just right so that like all of the little tumblers and pins roll, and you can hear like several clicks as you do so. This is a very high quality lock. So you hear a tick, 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 tick.
And then I blow the door open. And I go, whew, that was a lot. That's some high quality locks they have up here.
A piece of dust floats right underneath her nose.
God damn it.
Are you giving her bad luck?
Well, I'm just saying, I gave her good luck earlier, so
So this is her bad luck.
Wow.
Okay, if
She has to
this is
sneeze.
enough bad luck, to balance out.
It'll have to come down.
When she sneezes, she blows the door off its hinges.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I felt a tickle, and then it was just my
Maybe
bad.
we
That
should
was
get
just my bad.
inside instead of talking about this outside and possibly see
Yeah.
about
Lee
putting this door
realizes
back
that the world
on.
has reached equilibrium.
All right, everybody, back inside, back inside.
Thank you for this later trip.
You guys file in.
Would I be able to utilize my clockwork mechanic aspect to try and fix the door if it looks repairable, or is this just like blown off the hinges, no way of putting it back?
It's blown off the hinges, but with a high enough roll, you could probably get it back on its hinges.
Yeah, I'll try it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you carry around like a bag of tools.
Oh yeah.
So a way I can help, like I'll hold the thing
Yes,
while.
there's actually an assist. You can assist
Okay.
him.
All right.
Yep.
So how do we go about doing that?
Well, decide how you're going to approach this, and you're just helping, so you can just say I'm assisting and gives him +2.
Cool. I'm like holding the door or whatever while you do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna try and be quick about it, much like in the same way that like I've worked on Rusty so much that I feel like I'd be like a borderline like NASCAR driver repair driller kind of thing. Like maybe I could use like a quick skill from having repaired Rusty so often to repair this door like as quick as possible.
Sure, you're gonna do it quick, like a pit stop.
Yeah, like a pit stop.
All right, let's see.
Okay,
Let's see how it goes. Give us a roll.
that is 6.
6. Wow.
Yeah, because I got an additional 2 and I have a 2 in quickness, and then I rolled 2.
Better than new. It was squeaky before, and you fixed that.
You always got to keep a little WD-40 on you.
Squirt a little bit on Rusty.
Oil can.
Oil can.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, so that was what Rusty and I were doing. That would probably take a good.
So while you guys are
Yeah.
doing that, the rest of you step into the offices. You find that there is a kind of like there's like an open area for people to come in, like introduce themselves, go up to the secretary, sign in, sit down, wait to be seen, and then you can see that there's another door that leads deeper into the facility.
Can I see who all's signed in recently, and if any of those names look familiar?
Any names look familiar? Not really.
Can you see?
He goes to flip through the sign-in book, like the waiting list, essentially. You see that the secretary's name is Dolores, and she puts little smiley faces inside both the O's.
Just ugh.
Y'all are just a bunch of curmudgeons.
There's a picture of her on the desk, and she's just got like the most like manicured updo of like blonde hair, and she's just got like this look on her face, just like
We're looking for fancy people. I think we're in the right place.
I'm a robot and I'm afraid of this woman. I'm just gonna say.
this woman has taught me fear.
Yes.
You will know the meaning of fear.
Dear diary, today I learned fear.
I'm gonna push on and try and find the manager's office.
All right, you can do that.
I would
Push
like
on, push on through. You can find rows and rows of accountants' offices. You can see that there is a place for an architect to work, and at the very end of the hallway, there is a staircase that leads up to the loft. And you go creaking your way up the staircase, and you find that the manager's office is quite large. It like takes up the whole second floor of this building, and it's just gorgeous. Whitewashed walls, so much like decorum. And this door is also locked.
All right, I'm gonna try it again.
Precision?
Yes.
Alrighty. Let's see it.
Careful, right?
Uh-huh.
The dose.
It's a dose.
2, please.
2, please. This lock is very nice. If it were a lesser lock, you know it would have opened. You can hear the tumblers rattle around a little bit inside. But when you go to try the handle, the latch is still.
Oh, dang nabbit. And can anyone else open a lock? Nope. Nope.
You gonna force that door open?
I'm a very forceful person.
Is there like a window out?
Certainly. Yes, there's even a balcony for the second floor.
Yeah. Just gonna hop out, find a window, jimmy the lock, hop in.
On the second floor?
I thought you said there was a balcony too.
I mean, yeah, there's a balcony. Like, are you like jumping out a window in the hallway and then like kind of like shimmying around, getting into the balcony, and then trying to get in from there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I should roll something for that.
Yeah, probably. What do you reckon that would be?
Either a careful or a sneaky, because I'm trying to be quiet.
That's what I was thinking.
I'll roll sneaky.
I feel like this is a pretty sneaky move.
Base is that. Roll them. Sum plus base equals 0?
What's that?
I got sum of all four. I got a -1 for sum of all fours. Plus my base trait is 1, so I have a 0.
Okay. Well, you are able to get onto the balcony. If you have a turn of luck here, I will allow this to work.
Sure.
That was a good deal.
It's not bad.
Turn my luck.
All right. Especially since this is going to hurt you later, presumably. I'll let you have a fate point for that, since it was my idea. I basically invoked your power. How about that?
Southern hospitality.
You are able to push your way through. You open that door, and then you can let the rest of the folks in to this office. And it is just pristine. Like,
Oh, fancy meeting y'all here.
Just our luck.
Decorations all over the place. There's a grandfather clock in the corner that's ticking. And just a great big mahogany desk.
Mahogany.
Mahogany.
Oh. All right, well, let's start raffling through shit.
Try not to make too much of a mess.
I guess.
The name on the desk is Mr. Goldstern.
Goldstern. That doesn't sound familiar.
Is anyone else concerned that it might be the warden of this town that is kidnapping these children?
I hadn't thought about that.
Either way, I'd really like to kill him.
Jeez.
Whoa.
Calm on down
We're
there,
not
buddy.
there. We're fixing a door. It's okay.
Yeah,
I feel like
That's
we're
the
kind
whole
of having
reason
like
for
the
the
similar
psyche, Rusty.
conversation though. Where it's one of those like, you ever think that it might be the warden? Yeah, I'd like to kill him though. Mm-hmm.
The fact that I haven't said anything for like an hour.
Yeah,
I sure would like to kill. Rusty's bloodlust comes out at night.
Shit, we fed him after dark.
Little robots.
His eyes turn red.
Oh my god.
Rifling through the desk, do we find any suspicious ledgers, names that are familiar, lists,
Well, there are contracts for a new building.
Ooh.
And he has hired on a lot of hands recently. Just like a lot of new people on the payroll.
Okay.
Does it seem to be legitimate?
Legit?
Yeah.
You mean like
too legit?
is it going through all of the legal ramifications and stuff like that?
Right, or is he like making up names to put on the list so he can move money elsewhere?
Nah. Okay. Nah. In fact, who's looking through the list?
I think both Tornado and I are like looking through it together.
All right, give me either a clever or a careful roll.
I'll do a careful.
I'm very
part of
Because
this.
I said I wanted to be careful and not like make a mess of the thing, so I'm like moving through the pages slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Rusty's part in this is his eyes just open up and beam light out of it. It's from like the kobold in his chest.
Like in SpongeBob, he's just like his eyes just go like
Yep.
right down onto the table.
So are we done fixing the door by
Yes.
this point?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Cool.
I got a 3 total.
3 total. All right, nice.
I'm gonna keep watch.
You find Charles on that list.
Charles Smith
Charles Smith.
as a new hiree.
Yes.
I just had a moment where I was like, but I thought they weren't hiring people anymore. Nope. That was the game that was like literally this morning.
Ah.
That was our 12 a.m. game.
Don't worry, it's only like 18 hours later.
That was roughly 20 hours ago.
Kinda. It was a while.
How much time do we have left, Steven?
We have 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Plenty of time.
Okay, so I wanted to, if they are looking over a list of names of these new hires, I want to pull out the card that I had of that old group that had the names on it, that had Charles's name, and I want to see if there are any names from that group that are lining up with this group of new hires.
All right. Clever or careful?
Definitely clever. Careful, I am not.
Let's see it.
Clever, I am good. True Sight, are you helping me on this as we
Assist.
look through it
Yeah.
together?
Give
Because you
me
have the
I'll
look.
point out that isn't that Charles guy missing?
Nah, Charles left,
He
didn't he?
left town not too long ago, but
No, I don't think he actually left town.
I don't think he did either. Or he left town and just went to this factory that's on the that's slightly outside of town.
Tax evasion.
All right,
Tax evasion.
got 3.
A 3?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are absolutely seeing names lining up. Like, not necessarily in the same places, but like if you look through the ledgers and find all the new hires, like, so like, oh yeah, sure enough, here's Joe Bob and here's Bob Smith.
So many
Here's-
Bobs in this town.
Here's Robert Robertson,
There's Jim Bob.
Jim Bob. A lot of Bobs.
There's
There's
Robert
Richard
Bobson.
Dickinson.
Fuck that guy.
Dick.
So yeah, I mean
Things
that's all
are
I
like candy
really
in
that's all I really have on it. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
And the
I'm
names,
trying to solve a
suspicious.
mystery at this point.
yeah, names lined up, but I mean they're either hiring off all these old people that said that they don't work here anymore, and the entire town's being kind of skirting around this idea. Because if everyone's telling us that these people are leaving town, but then they're just getting hired up on the outskirt of town, it seems like
Yes.
it goes a little bit farther than what it needed.
but
Are
still,
there?
it doesn't really account for the missing kids.
Right.
Are there any manifestos stowed up here, shipping wise?
Shipping wise, yeah, absolutely. You can look through that, find that there has been a lot of what did I call it? The floating wood.
Skywood.
Skywood.
Skyward.
There's been a lot of skywood shipped in recently.
Is there anything saying what that said skywood has been being used for?
What it's being used for.
Right.
That's very interesting because the contracts written up for all of these building ledgers have a lot of like NDA agreements on there. And like the actual blueprints are not present.
The skywood floats.
Correct.
And making a building, is it like a floating building?
How would they anchor it? What's the
I don't
physics
know.
of this wood? How does it stop? Floating?
Well, the older the trees get, the more buoyant they become, to the point where they eventually rip themselves like out by the roots and just start floating. And then they tend to take like whatever is like attached to their roots with them. So there's an area in the wild blue where there's just a bunch of trees floating. It's a floating forest.
You know what else the skywood's used for? Making pirate ships.
Oh my
Here's
god.
dominoes.
We let someone go that we probably shouldn't.
I'll kill her then.
Alright, we have to find her.
As you guys say
Thank
that,
you, Justin Marie.
Thank you.
Yes, there's so many bits.
Oh
Is
wow.
that my Justine? Is that my Justine?
Thank you, Justine.
as you guys say this, I'd say, who among you is the quickest?
I think we're tied.
I think that was
but-
me last time, but that was only because I was closest.
All right, the two of you are talking about the skywood, and you happen to glance up and look out the window and see that there is a raven staring in at you.
Oh shit! Could turn into what? He could turn into birds.
Ah, shit fire. I'm gonna throw my dagger at it.
The bird tries to fly away. Sounds like an attack that you need to make and a defense that needs to be made by said bird.
Roll for bird defense!
You turn into birds.
Turn into bird.
Gonna spin the blade between my fingers, and then
All right, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 4.
A 4?
A 4. Well, no, sum of all 4 is 1 plus my 3, and then 4 is total.
Nice. All right, that is just barely enough to get over, as he rolled a 3. So I'm gonna say it's not a super success, but it is successful. I'm gonna say that the dagger wings him, and that bird goes down, like just like, and you hear a thump on the ground, and then like, just the raven just like,
Goddamn ravens.
I'm gonna bail out the window and catch myself on the way down with my wind. And then I'm gonna try and use my breath to like hold it in a bubble.
it is just like fluttering on the ground, like trying to take off again. Its feathers are flying everywhere, and it's kind of hopping away as best as it can. Give me a roll of some sort.
I'm going to be clever by using a bubble as opposed to like, I mean, it's kind of like a net, an air net, if you will.
Try to quickly get away from you. What did you roll?
A trace.
A trace? All right, that matches. What do we do when it matches?
Oh wait, that they have rules for ties.
Do they?
Yeah.
Tell me, Tyler.
Oh.
Share with me. Share with me your wisdom that I did not obtain as the almighty dungeon master,
Yes.
storyteller. What's that?
If this is this an attack?
Yes.
Or- okay.
Is it attack /
Attack
defense?
doesn't harm the target on a tie, but
Mhm.
you gain a boost. And as we know from earlier, boosts are temporary aspects.
Yes. Boosts are a boost is really more of a. I think it's a free invoke. It's one free invoke of an aspect. It's basically just like you can add it up to a roll,
Yeah,
At any
just
given
pretty much a
moment.
+1
and you
roll.
can give it to someone else. Is the important part here. You can use it, or you can give it to somebody else. This is essentially like, I don't know,
Advantage.
less
Oh.
or
Oh.
One of those. One of those. All right. So said bird is hopping away. You kind of like you bubble it up a little bit, and it rolls on its back and then just kind of rolls back down onto the floor, and it is dazed, but it is not restrained.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you guys hear the beats of a bunch more wings approaching.
Might be time for you guys to mosey on down here.
I would like to hop out onto the roof, and then if there's a storm drain or something else that I can like grab onto and slide down,
Like it.
I would like to do that very much.
You do that.
Alrighty.
And Rusty's like,
Oh, jeez.
Holy
Holy
heart! That thing's huge!
pulls the long rifle from his back and just ready to go. Gonna start taking out birds.
Oh my god.
Uh,
I love that no one sees you get this stuff ready. It's just there.
it's
all-
there.
It's a freaking
Always.
mystery.
Well, just wait until he needs one on his chest.
So good. Joker's gonna try to hop out the window, but his foot catches the sill.
Is your
you just-
bad luck here?
Give me
As the bad luck, and he just falls and he just yells, "Ah, shit, fire!"
You land on your back. The wind gets knocked out of you. You're not hurt per se, but I'm gonna say that probably like you're gonna lose a turn.
Yeah.
What is True Sight doing?
Um,
Can Trusette even see? Did we leave the blind man up there?
I can see again.
Yeah, because
we
you
got to the office.
you went into the office.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
Did you guys leave again?
Guys?
Why do I hear birds?
We keep leaving him.
I'm gonna go ahead and make my way carefully down to the ground with everybody else.
All right.
Not as flashy or quick as.
Do you just go down the stairs?
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm coming.
Here I come. All right. So who is the quickest among you? Those two. All right. So you're losing a turn. So Steven, what do you do to get this bird?
So this bird is coming, but I hear a bunch of other bird calls coming.
Yep.
All
There's
right.
just a cloud of ravens starting to swirl.
Alrighty. So I'll like push back the edge of my duster so it's just the holster for my pistol. And I'll put my hand next to it. I'm gonna try and like hold my. I'll try and hold my action, if that's a thing that I can do in this game. But as soon as the ravens form onto a person, without hesitation, I am just gonna put one. Just try and put one either center of body or through the dome. This is. Because is this something that I like from my past? Is this something that I am familiar with? This man who can like explode and into ravens and shit.
Oh, like, are you familiar
Yeah.
with a man that explodes into ravens?
Yeah, like is he someone that I would have known from my time in the orphanage, or is this somebody that would have come along after?
Do you know somebody who could explode into ravens?
Well, it could
Well,
be
I've got to think about what this guy did in his past.
because
Who were you? Who were you, Charles?
Was he also an orphan? How
It's Charles?
wait, how old is he?
He can turn into birds. How old is he? Well, you're like 30, right?
Yeah, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, roughly the same age. So yeah, I think we can say that he was an orphan in the orphanage.
Okay, so I'm still gonna get.
Do what?
Dragon aspect into this. I don't know.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because my aspect is don't judge a book by the cover, and I also have the Troubled Mentor, and this comes from that Troubled Mentor, where normally, the majority of this adventure, I've been telling the newbies, like, hey, body shots, like, just don't
Yeah.
kill them. But this one is very much like, I have not like,
Are you saying that you want to invoke one of your aspects to add a bonus to your roll.
Yeah, when this guy eventually manifests, and I want to see if I recognize him, and if I recognize him, I'm just gonna drop him because
I'm willing to
Yeah.
allow this.
Okay. Yep. That is Bloodshot. He just has his pistol at the ready. And you can see that he has squeezed his... Like, he doesn't even need to cut himself on his pistol because of the fresh cuts that he's had. He's just squeezed his hand so hard that you see blood kind of dripping out from between the fingers. Just dripping onto the ground.
Spooky. All right. Ka.
I would also like to say we got a new follower. Greybeard, you can do the thing. Thank you, Justine Marie 18.
Yay!
So, Justine, when Greybeard's on the channel, we get a new follower. Greybeard.
I take this mallet, which Dr. Gear made for me, and I hit this guy right in the face.
Yeah!
It's a satisfying sound.
It is so satisfying. All right. Well, Birdo is quite fast, so I think that he's the one that goes next. He's going to try to create an advantage by sending his cloud of ravens down to just like harry everybody on the battlefield and distract them. So he's going to do that.
What do we need to do?
Well, I assume I defend.
That is a good question. Can you defend against someone trying to make an advantage?
I don't think so, actually.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think you can defend against someone trying to make an advantage, which we should have mentioned before frickin' Morgan.
That was okay.
Oops. We're learning!
Yay!
As
Fun
a
system.
good Eldrin I know would say, we learned a valuable lesson.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He rolls a 2, which is probably moderately difficult. So he just succeeds once, so he gets 1 free invocation on this. All right, so that's his turn. Who is up with a quickness of 2?
But I lose it.
Right.
So it's both me and Tornado that are with a quickness of 1. I'll let.
I have a quickness of 2.
Oh,
So that's Tornado.
oh, sorry.
Oh, you're right. I'm wrong.
Oh, wait, hold on. Do you both have 1?
1, yeah. No, Greybeard has a 0, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So which of the 2 of you wants to go first?
Well, she's closer,
hmm
but I have an idea for something I want to do.
Did he get advantage on us?
He has created an advantage that he could choose to invoke for free.
Okay.
Which was a swarm
Swarm of ravens. Yeah, like harried by ravens. So basically just ravens are flying in, battering you guys with their wings and trying to peck at you with their beaks.
He has to, like, he manifests out of these ravens, right?
He is all of the ravens.
Yeah, okay. So I am going to... Okay. I'm going to be very headstrong in this, and I'm going to, we got to get him to, manifest.
Kinda pull 'em all together.
Yeah, I'm going to try and pull them all together, and I'm going to, I'm going to be forceful about it, because I'm going to have to use a lot of power.
All right.
And how do fate dice work? Or fate points?
Your fate points.
So how do fate points work? You need
Yeah.
to invoke an aspect of some sort.
Okay.
And
And I can...
So, like, what aspect would you like to invoke that is going to be...
Overconfidence.
I
I like it.
I don't like it. So, you're like, bunch of birds. I got this.
This is what I was made for. So I roll my sum of 4, which
All
was
right.
a 1 plus my 2 for forcefulness. And
Okay.
then what?
And then +1 for your fate.
I'd say 2. It's
2?
usually 2
Okay.
when you invoke an aspect.
So you
So
spend
5
a fate
total.
point to invoke
5
your
total?
aspect. Okay.
That is a resounding success. All of the birds are rallied together into 1 point.
And I am exhausted. That was a lot.
You like tornado them all into like one spot, and they're all just kind of spinning in one area right there. I'll allow this to actually remove his advantage.
Ooh.
Because they are no longer harrying you. That just makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
All right, what do you want to do?
So I'm trying to see the picture, see the big picture here.
Okay. Is this the round where everybody invokes an aspect? They're like, 45 minutes left. Let's go. Start spending fate
I
points.
got 3 points. I'm not dying with a fate point left.
So I look into the future and I see the point where the guy coalesces back to a person, and I also see at this point that Bloodshot's ready to take him out.
Yes.
I see the event where Tornado brings them all together, and I want to be able to run towards where he's going to coalesce and tackle him to the ground
Before Bloodshot
kills him.
Okay. All right. What are you going to roll for this?
It sounds... I mean, I'd like to use clever, or if not, it'd be a quick.
Okay. Well, I can...
You gotta be
since
faster
you
than
are...
my draw.
Yeah,
Whoa.
exactly.
Whoa! I can see, since you would like to use a clever, right?
Yeah.
I can see, since you're using the big picture here, I can see how that would work for clever, because you're just like you're calculating every single like.
And I use
all
my
of
power.
the different elements.
I use my power. I'm blind, so I'm just running towards the point where I know he's gonna coalesce.
Yes.
Because I ran down the stairs and I ran outside the building and I'm running.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. What you're saying. Let's see your roll.
All right.
That's a plus your clever, plus your +2 for spending a fate point.
That's bad.
Is it? What is it?
That's a total of 1.
It's a total of 1?
Wow.
Because I rolled 3 negatives.
Alrighty. Ooh. Woof. Woof. Alrighty. Whose turn is it next?
That is Rusty.
Graybeard or Rusty
Rusty.
sitting up there with a sniper rifle.
Yep.
All right. Rusty, what are you getting ready to do?
I'm being careful, and I am being protective of my folks, and I'm gonna let this guy have it. Try to be clever and figure out, like that's his spleen, or this bird is his eye, or something. I'm gonna try to pick out a bird that seems specific, and I guess I'm being careful instead of clever. And like I said, we'll go with the protective thing, because obviously it's not going as well as it could.
Alrighty, let's see it. Let's see a roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll against it with his quick, because he's just a bunch of boards. Oh, what'd you get?
I got 3 pluses and a minus, so 2 there, plus my careful is another 2, so it's 4 altogether.
4 altogether. All right. Well, he rolled a 2, so that is a success. Not a resounding success, but a success. So you are able to shoot a bird out of the air, and you can hear all of the birds cry out at once. And then are suddenly silenced. No, he's not dead, but he is hurt.
All right.
At this moment, he coalesces into a man who is hunched over, like holding his hand, where there is a stump, and there is a bird on the ground that is like twitching and dead, and he's just like about his hand. And at that exact moment, True Sight tackles into him, but does not take him down. Rather, he stands in the way from Bloodshot's shot. What would you like to do?
Way.
Can I? Ooh.
So if he
I have the
tackles him,
same
is
speed as
he
Bloodshot.
directly?
Oh.
Huh?
You do have the same speed as him, and technically, you guys are going at the same time. What's gonna happen here?
I would say that on this shot, wouldn't I be going first because I held my action until
Yeah,
he
I think
coalesced?
so. He was waiting for the moment where
The
he
moment.
coalesced.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is one of those things where okay, so how close is True Sight? Like, is he covering up the entirety of this form, or is there some vital part of this guy that I can still possibly get a shot on without hitting my
I mean-
friend?
So I mean, True Sight's got like his duster that is kind of wavy around.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like his body might not be covering up this entire person,
Mhm.
but it's kind of concealed at this point.
Mm-hmm. I imagine that he went in for a body shot to try and take this guy down,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So he's definitely covering his torso.
He went for the spirit tackle pretty much.
Yeah, he
Okay.
went for the speed. Yeah. So like his torso is
Spirit
covered,
tackle?
but that guy, you could probably hit his head, but it would have to be a precise shot, and there is a chance that you're going to hit True Sight if you miss quite terribly.
If there is one thing that I have learned in my whole life, is that sometimes all it takes is one well-guided bullet to end a monster. It takes one man with dedication and a plan to kill the Hydra. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try and just dome this motherfucker right in front of True Sight.
Yeah.
Do this.
All right. I would like to see a roll, and
Okay.
this guy is going to defend forcefully by trying to pull True Sight into the way of the shot.
I'm going to twist luck.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it so that Foresight is lucky enough to get pulled too far away from the bullet.
Okay. So this is luck for True Sight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. To be paid back later.
and
A,
bad luck.
All right. So
a life-saving roll.
so
To be
what?
paid back later.
How would I roll for this? Would this be? I feel like this would be quick. I wouldn't be using clever because I was just waiting for him to coalesce, and as soon as he did, I wanted to hip fire.
You're gonna say quick or careful.
I'm gonna choose quick.
Okay.
And then I also get my my troubled mentor from invoking my aspect from before, so I'll get an additional 2 die
All right.
or an additional 2.
An additional 2. Yeah, just a +2 on top of your everything else. So
I
let's
got
see
a
the roll.
4.
A 4 total. 4 total.
Yep.
All right, here comes his roll. Got a 3.
Okay.
So he pulls True Sight in the way, like time slows down, just like, and he's pulling True Sight into the direction of the bullet. And yeah, you're like on the ground, twisting luck down there, your eye glinting, and he pulls True Sight just a little too far, and his eyes widen as the bullet goes directly for his face, and he like it speeds up again, and his head snaps back, and he falls to the ground.
And I'll actually start walking over to him. And True Sight, I'm assuming that you're on the ground next to this guy.
on the ground next to him.
But you just see what you see is me just walk over and stand directly above you, bring my pistol down, and I just fire twice more into the body.
Yeah, him for the kids.
And then
The guy's
I'll say,
eyes just gone from the first shot.
and
His
I'll
hand is missing. And he's just laying there, like staring.
and I'll say it loud enough that I know, like, as a player, I know that True Sight would be able to hear me, but I don't think that Bloodshot would necessarily really take advantage of it, or like realize that he's saying it as loud. But what you hear him say is, "I'm sorry I couldn't save you back then, but this is me offering you salvation now."
A poor heart.
And he puts his pistol back into its holster and just begins walking back towards his friend Joker. Or he'll help True Side up, and then he'll help Joker up as well.
Okay.
Oh my god.
If anybody examines the body of
I'm gonna stand
Charles
over the
Smith,
body and start searching.
he has got like wrinkles all along his face. Like his skin is like dried leather. In the picture, you can see that his hair was black, but he's got like streaks of white along the sides of his hair, and like still black on the top, but everything else is like streaks of white. He looks much older than he does in the picture.
Oh, fuck.
Needed him to find out where the kids were. What was that for?
I'm gonna start rifling through his pockets.
All right.
I had a mouthful of food. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Listen to me, sir.
Just, pretzels.
Squirting ketchup into his mouth.
He was the kind of person that, regardless of the question that we were going to ask him, he was never going to give us an answer that would allow us to be satisfied.
It's not your place to decide.
I'm gonna stop True Sight from searching any further.
Find bullets
Okay.
and lots of feathers.
When I was young,
Alright.
I was raised with a boy who had powers like this. When I was saved from my orphanage, from my own childhood prison, it was Rusty who done saved me. And not a day goes by that I don't think about those friends, those people that I left behind to become a warden, and the people I know that they could have become, and it sickens me to see the people that they are now. So I am not going to let anybody else sully the good name of power, strictly so that way they can exert their will upon others. That is just something I will not do.
Yeah, but Bloodshot, we could have had a lead. Well, at least not one without having to. Oh, I'm gonna hate doing this. So can I fine-tune my luck to like extreme levels where I get like extreme detriment to try and get like the best possible lead to these kids?
Hey, that sounds like a stunt to me.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? we just haven't needed them so far. If we decide to come back to this at a later date, I think that we can discuss stunts and come back with them, probably have an advance. Anyhow, so you want to turn your luck to a strong degree.
Extreme luck.
Turn his luck up to 11, and then it's gonna turn the detriment up to 11.
All right, who are you giving this luck to?
Himself.
Himself.
Ah.
Okay.
Hubris, you are not.
Oof.
Oof. All right. So you want to by chance find the kids, essentially.
Yeah.
In a turn of luck.
Gonna rifle through his pockets to see if there's like any clues.
All right. You find a key.
And it just so happens to say key to the
Warehouse 12.
yeah.
Key to the warehouse. I mean, like, I'll say you even find a ring of keys.
Okay.
Ow. Fuck.
All right. Are those to the warehouse? Should we go to the warehouse right now?
Might as well.
All right. No stopping me.
I don't see any time for rest this evening.
What?
Yeah, we go to the warehouse.
I don't see any time for rest this evening, knowing when we're so close.
Yeah.
I don't look at Bloodshot at all.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's fine.
He doesn't notice.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Where did that optimism go? Where
Well, I
did
had the
that?
blind admiration.
Yeah, where did that blind admiration
He
go?
saw a man get domed right
It
in
was,
front of
I
him.
mean, it was unmasked.
Yeah, you probably still have his blood on you.
Yeah.
All right,
You were in the splash box, splash zone.
what now?
As
We're gonna go to
walking,
the warehouse.
Going to the warehouse. All right.
Rusty grabs the guy's good hand, puts a manacle on it, and puts a manacle through like a loop on his side there,
Rusty!
and just is walking and dragging this
Ow.
this criminal. Oh, and he picks up the remainder of his hand and puts it in the guy's pocket.
The remainder of his hand is a dead raven.
Yeah, well, he puts the dead
Oh,
raven
yeah.
in the guy's pocket.
Bloodshot would know that this guy's power was that he can turn into a swarm of ravens. It's just that he needs all of his ravens to form whole again.
And that's what I'm worried about, is this one raven's going to be left and he'll form out of it. So that's why I put
A
the
hand.
but the rest, I don't know. It's magic. It's powers. So
Rusty, hell's bells.
I've seen shit, you know.
We're gonna go save some children, and this is the first thing they're gonna see.
Rusty don't care.
Yeah,
Rusty, let's find like an empty barrel, stuff the body in. And then
Just roll the barrel.
no, we won't roll the barrel. We'll just keep it here. We know where it is.
I think
That's
Joker and True Sight are walking purposefully towards the warehouse.
All right, how do you approach this warehouse? Like, what do you do now?
Is
I
it?
just
It's
won't
getting towards night,
go to
right?
The front door.
I mean, it's been dark for a while. You guys came out here after dark.
Yeah.
Moon is high in the sky. No clouds. It's deathly quiet, except for some crickets.
Yeah. Are there any
Is
windows?
Is there any fog? Oh.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Of course there's fog.
It's spooky as all hell.
It's so spooky. Look at all that atmospheric perspective.
I would like to manipulate the fog to hide our movement.
Ooh. That
I like
sounds
it.
either careful or sneaky to me.
Trying
Or
to
flashy.
Trying to make it
Uh,
advantage.
Pretty flashy move.
I mean, I'm not very flashy, so it's probably careful.
Let's see it.
All right. Excuse my fat cat while I move his rules out of the way. That's a 3.
Free?
Mhm.
All right, that is a success. I will say that y'all have a aspect now, a situational aspect, where you are covered in fog. So there is one free invocation for the stealthiness of that fog. You find yourselves in front of the warehouse door. Joker, with your stroke of luck, you are able to pick the exact key that goes to the warehouse. And you have a pretty good feeling about what you're going to find in there.
You should let me open the door.
No, you stay in the back.
Turns out.
You guys can hear a voice from inside. And it sounds like a younger voice and a smoother, kind of older voice. And they're conversing back and forth. If you'd like to stop and listen for a moment.
Can I hear to the end of the conversation?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay,
Up until the point where you guys bust in through the door?
pretty much.
Okay. You
Because I
He's the one who likes to skip to the end of the book.
I do.
he does.
Except, I was in the middle of the book when I was reading this morning.
All right. So as you guys are listening through the conversation, your eyes glaze over, and I'll let this you enhance your senses by listening harder, because you've.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is something you can do.
Basically, I get to the end of the conversation before everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
And because I hear the end of the conversation, that means we don't enter until the conversation ends. So really, it does nothing except I know what happens before everybody else.
Yeah, your power.
Yeah.
All right. You hear a smoother man's voice. He sounds very sophisticated. Say, it's just like before, only there's a deeper well to draw from. And you hear a nervous, like, teenage voice with, like, the voice cracking. He seems to be under duress. He's like, I can't do it. It was one thing when it was my dad. He used to hit me. And he says, this is no different. Just give it a try.
Oh, fuck
See
that.
what happens.
So I see at the point where we bust in, and I know where the guy's standing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I bust in and shoot him in the leg?
The guy that's there?
Yeah.
All right.
I've started being very brash now after watching because of the blind admiration.
All right. Are you choosing to invoke anything here, or?
I feel like that is like taking a page out of Bloodshot's book, and using that blind admiration.
All right. I can see that. I
I'll
can
let you
totally
know
see
right
that.
now, son.
You're a bad influence,
I'm not
Bloodshot.
Never said I was
You're
a
a
hero.
terrible influence.
Said I was a warden.
All right. Do that.
All right. I don't know what this attack would be though. I'm not careful, which I'm good at.
Would it be quick to try and take him by surprise?
Yeah, I guess.
I suppose so. Yeah.
I only have a +1 in. I get +2.
So he gets up to the point in the conversation where the man says, "They've got plenty to give. Just do it." And you smash the door in.
Can I also use, like, as I smash the door open, the fog rolls in
Mm-hmm.
and get advantage off of that as well?
I will allow it.
All right.
I don't care.
It seems cinematic as fuck.
Kind
It's a free invoke. Tell me what you roll.
It's a total of 4.
Total of 4?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This guy's gonna roll for a roll to hopefully resist this cleverly. To hear the door smash open and realize that he should duck. He's gonna see if he's gonna do that. That's the wrong button. Roll them all. Great. That's a super success.
Yeah.
You bust open the door and shoot him in the leg. Bam! That happens.
Okay. I am aiming to incapacitate him. So that was my intent, and that's what I'm doing with this success.
All right. So you hear him go, "Ow!" It's what he
Youch!
says. Wouldn't you? You got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
Zoinks!
Zoinks!
Zoinks! And this guy looks up and locks eyes with you, and in an instant, you know that he knows exactly what your power and drawback are.
Right. And I had the knowledge from you discussing this with me to know
Time
what
for
this means.
quickness. Who is the quickness? Who wants to go first?
Well, had the key in the door.
All right. Who wants to go first?
And we've heard this conversation, right?
Yeah.
You heard everything.
You were listening in, but old buddy boy over here was the first one to do it. So
Do I recognize this person at all?
recognize him?
Yeah.
I would say not.
But he has that same look about him that was described earlier, correct?
This seems like your man.
Okay.
He's a fancy man. He knows stuff about you.
Sweet. Time to cap him.
Tag, bro. Come on.
Dang, son.
No, in like kneecap.
Oh,
Kneecap.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean that also means like in the head. So
Yeah, no, I understand. I realized that after I had said it. Yeah, so
let's see the roll then.
yeah. I'm gonna invoke my last fate die. Or I have one fate die left, I guess. So I'll use that. Yeah, and I'll do the troubled mentor again. As this hits a little too close to home for me, so I have just like shut down as a person and have like mentally it's just clockwork going on right now.
I see.
Friggin' True Sight and Bloodshot are standing in the doorway like the Boondock Saints.
Guns out.
yeah.
Back to back.
Except since you already shot him and you dropped him down to the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over until I'm standing above him and just point down and just shoot him in the knee.
Go for it.
Yeah, I don't want to stand in this doorway. I want to blast a fool. So at that point, I would be using quick.
All right, yeah, because you're trying to like press the advantage.
Yeah, trying to press the advantage.
see
So
that.
like I see him go down and immediately like before he even hits the ground, like I'm already like tucked low to the ground, just running forward. So you see my duster kind of trail behind me as I shoot forward.
All right, as you are moving through the fog that spills in behind you as you're walking in, you see there is a teenage boy sitting in a chair, and there is a tied and gagged child on the floor in front of him.
Should have seen that coming.
Yep. And as you approach, this guy is going to grab both of them and use them as human shields. So let's see how it goes.
Hasn't stopped me before. I'll level my pistol and I'll say, "Son, you better look away," and I'll just blast.
All right, let's see it.
Yeah, I'll hope for the best. That is a 4.
4? All right, that's pretty good. Oh, shoot. That's a 5.
Oh, no! Well,
Oh, no!
I shot a kid, probably.
I will... It wasn't that big of a discrepancy. Okay. I think that you went in to shoot him, and at the last second, he pulled the child right into the place that you were going to shoot, and at the last second, you were able to, like, shoot off to the side, like, right as you're pulling the trigger.
All right.
To not actually hit the kid.
All right. So yeah, then I'm just gonna like have my pistol out at the hip, and I'm gonna have my other hand kind of ready, and I'm just gonna start squeezing it to try and get the blood to start flowing freely.
Likewise, when he looks you in the eye, you can tell that he knows exactly what your power and drawback are.
That's fine by me. I don't make it I'm not exactly the most subtle with my fucking power. Like literally like shooting people all the time.
Alrighty.
It's joking.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to Tornado and go, "Give me a boost." And he pulls out like 2 daggers and spins them downward.
You've got a quickness of 2, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, anybody else with a quickness of 2? No?
Just
all right,
me, but
let's
I
see
already
let's see your roll, Broseph.
So my plan is to have Tornado boost me so I can like fly forward, jump over him, and just like hamstring him from the back with my daggers.
See it.
All right, let's roll him high.
Once again, he's doing pretty well with child
defense.
Child defense.
All right. Ooh. So sum of all 4 is a 1. Sum plus base trait is 4.
Actually, it occurs to me his
Actually, can I?
his quickness is 3, so he should actually go before you.
Ew. Oh no. This is bad.
And so he would have gone before me then?
No, not before you.
Okay.
Before Justice, because he's got a quickness of 3. Sorry. I'm coming back. Coming back.
Because
Do it.
okay,
Oh, actually,
Redact.
no, he does not have a quickness of 3. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong stat block.
No.
Sorry, go ahead. You're all good. You're
Yeah.
golden. I'm gonna write down the turn order here. Okay, hold on. Steven, Tyler,
Justice.
Justice goes second.
Justice, you've got a
Justice goes second.
your quickness is 2, right?
Yes.
All right. Who's got a quickness of 1?
I do.
You do. Well, you went in first.
Okay.
Quickness of 1 for you too, my lady. LB.
Yes.
Then Rusty. Okay.
He's still there.
Okay. Let's see it, Lucky Boy. Get him.
It's summon base 4.
Summon base 4.
Yeah.
All right, and you're just trying to hamstring him with a dagger.
Get behind him, hamstring him.
All right. He's going to try and cleverly get away. Ooh, shoot. You got another 5.
This guy's cheating.
He is
That's
able
alright.
to dodge out of the way. He turns around and looks at you, and he kind of smiles as he does so, as he knows what your power and drawback are. And you, like, when he does this, you know for a fact that he knows this.
Gross.
All right, so that was Justice. At this
I'll
moment,
shake a kid.
at this moment, let's see, what is he going to use? At this moment, there is the sound, like, and a noose comes flying out of the darkness in the warehouse, going for Justice. And I'm going to invoke your bad luck here, and he's going to get you right around the neck and just pull you into the darkness. And that is, out of the darkness comes the hanging judge. He's like, told you not to go back, told you not to come after him. Now you're going back in a box. And now it's LB.
You seem familiar. Ain't I killed you before? I'm going to. Sorry. I'm going to use my precision to whip out a.
You should take 2 stress, by the way, Justice.
Yeah.
A precise like puff of air that, you know how like people use air pressure, like pressurized things to cut through. I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try and hit him right in the jugular.
All right. The hanging judge.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be very careful about it because I don't want to hit my good friend Lee. So using one of my fate dice because I'm being precise, bless you dear, and my clever. So that's
4 total.
It's 2 total.
2 total. All right. He is going to try and avoid this by knocking you off balance with one of his ropes, which come out of the darkness like a scary thing. So this will be flashy.
Like a scary thing.
Like a scary thing! Holy crap.
Stop.
I got another 5.
Stop.
You're actually rolling in that.
I am actually
refreshing
rolling.
the page and it just keeps showing 5.
I'm rolling all. I'm
Yeah,
rolling
yeah.
all. He's using his highest thing, and I rolled a 2, and his flashiness is a 3. So
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so it just goes off.
what happens when he does a super success on a defense?
Well, the attack doesn't hit.
And like just definitely, or
He
like 'cause it's a
steals your
super
hands.
success. Succeed with style, and he gets a boost. Okay, I'm giving him a boost. You get the boost. All right, that's LB. Levi's turn.
and he's on the ground covered in kids.
He is on the ground covered in kids. Who is closest to him? That'd be Bloodshot, right?
No, yeah, because Joker got pulled. He got pulled away after the stab, so yeah, it's me.
He's gonna grab the teenager by the back of his shirt, and he's gonna say, "You know what to do," and shove him in Bloodshot's direction. And the teenager's just kind of like with his hands out. Let's see, what even is this for him? I suppose this is a sneaky roll.
Yeah,
just because
it's manipulation.
Because it's manipulation, he's being a super jerk. So
what a dick.
Well, what a dick. All right, how would you like to defend against this as he shoves a teenager at you?
A big boilerplate shoots in front of him.
Nice.
I was gonna say, yeah, if the boilerplate just like knocks this kid like just ass over tea kettle down onto the ground.
All right. What did we decide about this stunt? Does this give him a bonus to his defense?
Plus 2 defense roll once per scenario.
Okay.
Holy crap! I got another 5. I'm not kidding.
Okay, so how do I roll my defense?
Close it and then reopen it.
That's
look,
here. Let me just refresh the whole page.
This is fine.
What's that? Oh.
This is fine.
Like Tyler just left. He just left.
Oh no, he's looking at my page to confirm that I am actually rolling these.
All right. How do I? So my defense. What I am going to do is that I am going to wait until the kid is right up on me with his hands outstretched, and then the barrier goes up. But what I want to do is that, like, as this kid is coming, if he, like, because he'll see this defense kind of popping up, it's not going to be quick enough to really hop in front of him. So what I want to do is that as this kid, like, kind of, like, dips under it, I just want to bring my boot up and just kind of kick him down in the face. Aww. Just drop him down because I don't have time to deal with his bullshit right now. Fucking cry me a river some other day. Like, I got people to kill.
All right. What is this then?
I would say that this, if I'm waiting for timing, this could be a clever roll. But if I'm more waiting to the last second to determine which way that this kid is really going to duck and roll, then that would end up being more of like a quick roll versus a clever roll, which I feel would be more like utilizing the additional thing that's kind of popping out. If otherwise I was still going to kick him in the face or the chest just to fucking like knock him out. Right. But if he's like having to dip under, then that kind of goes with the with how I was setting up my character at the beginning, where it's more utilizing the visual and audio cues of the area around me in order to fight better.
All right, let's see a roll, and you get a +2 from your good friend Rusty.
All right. So that's a 3.
A 3 total.
No, sorry. Actually, yes, it is a 3. 3 total. After my +5, because otherwise I had a -2.
Okay. Woof. All right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to kick him down.
Even with the +2 from Rusty, that's a shame.
Yep.
All right. This kid is going to reach out, and as he does so, he gets a hand on your arm.
Not on my leg as I'm kicking him in the chest.
Well, sure. He can grab your leg as you're kicking him. You still kick him, but he like doubles over and like grabs your leg as he does so. Ooh. And instantly you just feel like really like your joints ache in your leg, as though like you guys ever get the old man like,
oh, my currency legs?
Yeah. Well, like you feel like you are losing years the longer he holds on to you, and as he does so, like a streak of white hair just appears on like in your bangs, and at that moment Rusty's boilerplate comes out and just like knocks him off of your leg, and you feel like the aches and pains in your leg as though it has aged several decades.
Ugh.
And you should take
Yuck.
a stress.
Oh yeah, I'll take that stress. I'm gonna live with that. Bajoom.
All right. Well, that was Levi's turn. And now it's Rusty's turn.
Oh, Rusty, you've been waiting for this moment all game.
Rusty!
All right. So we got Joker being dragged and strangled across the ground.
Mhm.
We've got life soul sucking jerk over here being wielded by Smith. Wait, Charles.
Levi.
Charles is
Levi.
dead. I shot that fucker.
Yeah. I got him monkeyed.
Yeah. I still being dragged.
Oh boy, Rusty sure don't want to shoot no kids. I guess Levi's. He's like, he snaps off the pistol and just starts boom, 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 letting rounds fly at as he's walking towards the kid. But he's shooting Levi, but walking towards the kid.
All right. Levi still has hold of a bound and gagged child, and he will definitely be using them as a human shield. Hanging Judge, however, has no such hostage, aside from justice. But like,
I also feel like you've been talking about wanting to shoot the hanging judge, and that would
you did say you want to kill him.
might
All right.
invoke one of your things.
Yeah.
You could
that
evoke
sounds-
your politics aspect.
Oh yeah, I can. That's great. Let's do that and spend a fate point on top of it.
All right, and while you do, you should hit your guy in the face because we got a new follower.
Woo! Yeah.
Butebran.
Who is
Butebran. I don't know. Beutebran.
Beauty patootie.
All right. So my bro Dr. Gear made this mall for me, and when we get new followers, I hit this guy in the face.
Yay! And we also got another new follower after him with Deadman 619 Inc.
Woo!
Thank you for the follow.
Start the
It's
chain.
high noon.
Bing bang.
Yeah!
Bang, bang, bang.
Get all those
All right.
bing bangs.
Speaking
Bong.
of bing bang,
Love
Yes.
shall you?
Thank you to everybody. So, oh wait.
Oh.
No, god damn it, Barry. He unfollowed and then followed again.
Yeah, that chain has happened before, Mister. We're on to you.
We got your back.
All right. How
Okay.
how are you approaching this attack against the hanging judge?
Oh, it has to be forceful because I'm just like I said, it's all just guns blaze, like walking in because I want to get close so I can just start, twisting him into knots.
Yep, you're walking closer with the gun out. All right.
Oh, and I almost grabbed a real dice. Let's go with the roll. Come on, digital dice. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's 2 plus my 3 plus a point is another 2, right?
Holy carp, that's 7.
Yep,
Woo!
that's 7.
I'm sorry.
That
Boom,
is
boom,
7.
boom,
All right,
boom,
well,
boom.
he is going to try and defend with his flashiness by just sending ropes in to try and tangle you up in a web. Woof. Keep hitting the wrong button. You want to watch? You want to watch this time?
Yes.
Slugger?
Please.
All right, that's a 1. So that is like you're just filling him with bullets, just like bam, 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 bam. Like so much so that like you're even like shooting ropes out of the air, and as you do so, you can see him reacting as though the ropes are just like an extension of his body. He's just like, ow! They all say ow. I don't know
Oh,
why.
it's a weird West thing.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Russ,
We haven't
bucket.
invented any good swears yet.
Whatever it is, I got.
You rusty spittoon!
Yeah, exactly.
I'll see you
In heck.
as My bed
Orthodontist.
man. I don't know, man. It's getting late, man. I'm doing my best.
You are.
Tyler, guess what? I think it's your turn. Would you like to do something about it?
Yeah. The kid that's bound.
Yes.
If I look into the future and
Yes.
see myself untying him,
Yes.
would I also see him helping us?
Sure. The teenager or the child?
I mean, whichever one is.
I guess
and
Nathan. You guys realize it's Nathan, right? The teenager is Nathan?
Yeah.
All right. So you're looking into the future. I guess what you could do is that you could look into the future and see exactly what argument is going to get whoever you untie to help you, what argument is going to work the first time.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
So I guess I'm trying to create an advantage by turning the kids on Levi.
All right. Turn the kids on Levi. That sounds like a fun advantage. All right, let's see it. What are you going to roll for that?
I guess clever.
Clever.
Ah,
What'd you get?
that's an even 0.
Even 0. All right, well, that is not a
I've
success.
been rolling really bad.
Rolling badly?
dice.
Maybe you should use my my dice roller. It seems to work pretty well.
I guess.
I guess.
Oh, that sucks, guys.
He's getting tired,
But,
man.
I mean, I still. What happens?
I'll say you can spend this turn untying the child,
Right.
who
I'm kind of just.
who
wrestled-
proceeds to run away.
Okay.
The child, you kind of wrestle the child out of Levi's arms, and said child runs off deeper into the warehouse, and you see the kid go into a door of what appears to be kind of like a shed inside the warehouse,
Okay.
and that happens.
Oh.
It's a living.
That's a little-
All right, Steven, you are next.
Okay.
He's lost part of his shield at least.
Yeah, my leg is feeling super crippled. So it's one of those things where I have to kind of bend over on it and I'm hobbling. Just a little bit. For a leg that's now 30 years older than I am, and my perfectly black hair now has a ruined white streak, so now I just look like an anti-hero. And so what I'm going to do, does he still have any kids on him, this Levi fellow?
Nate is still in grabbing distance. And you reckon Levi's gotta... if he chose to be quick, he could probably... this seems to be his MO.
I'm gonna invoke... I will invoke my very, very, very last fate. It's done after this. My last
This
fate
is your
point.
last fate point?
My last fate point is gone.
Last fate point. Let's hear it.
So this is going to be troubled mentor, and
Getting a lot of mileage out of that one.
this is. I mean, don't judge a book by its cover. It's you're better than this boy who's tied up and trying to kill me. No, I'm not that. I'm not that person. And then Clockwork Mechanic, God, I hope this dude's made of gears. So this is, I am going to try and act as a mentor to Nate in this moment, but it's going to seem a little bit more drastic, as I'm hoping that my words more land true than I am trying to necessarily call out to Nate. But what I want to say is just... Not again. There's not going to be another orphanage. Not while I'm around. And I bring my hand up, and I'm going to try and take aim at Levi. And before I do, I'll look over at Nate and say, if we die here, if he wins, then every other person that you care about is going to suffer under his boot. Fight back. I'll take a shot.
All right. Let's see the roll then.
Okay. So what would that be?
What would it be?
Yeah, what would it be for the approach?
For the approach, I can see this being careful. I'm not sure. This is clever because you have to logic your way through
Through a teenager's mind.
through a teenager's mind.
That's all a mentor like me has ever wanted.
I feel like it's a smart move to get the kid to turn against him. So yes, let's go with clever.
5. Motherfucker. Eat.
Ooh.
Get. Yeah.
All right. He is going to try and defend with sneaky by turning the kid against you. He's just going to look at him and say, "Finish the job." And he rolls a 2. So that sounds like a super success to me. Nate looks at him and just starts walking backwards, shaking his head. And he's like, "I'm never going to help you again."
And you're never gonna have to.
Bang, 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 bang.
Kill him.
Except this is the fan the hammer moment. This is where I just completely unload to the point where I become anemic again. Like I am willing to just unload until I get my point of stress on my own body.
This sounds like a stunt to me. That you are just unloading.
Oh,
that you are
hammer.
You're fanning the hammer. You're going to give it all you've got. So I suppose that this can do extra stress, with the caveat that you...
I'll also take a stress if that's fine, just because of the amount of blood that I'm losing.
I feel like you can do 2 stress and then take 1 yourself.
Yep. I'm fine
all
with
right.
that.
He is looking pretty bad. He is just riddled with bullets.
It's except it's like midnight. It's 11:59 p.m. and just blast, 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 blast. For you European time people, it's 23:30.
Justice, you are being dragged through the darkness by your neck by a rope.
Oh, I'm like reaching back with my dagger, just like frantically cutting at it.
All right. What would you say this move is?
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary. Quick. Like I'm just trying to quickly get out of it.
All right. He's going to defend by... I guess he'll be quick too. He's going to defend by just like trying to lash you around to the point where you can't.
I'm gonna blow a fate die for this one because I've got plenty in spades.
All right.
Actually, could I use my sore loser?
I kind of like that, yeah. Actually, you're a sore loser. He took you by surprise, and you're not too happy about that.
Motherfucker! I'm gonna.
All right. Let's see what your roll was.
That's and then I roll another one. Oh, sick. 5 total.
Nice. I believe you get a boon as well with this. But you also manage to hurt him. You are able to like slice the rope, and you can feel it recoil, like the way that you would if you had, gotten your finger chopped off. And so and you can hear him like cry out in pain, out in the darkness. So that does a stress to him, and you get a boon.
Yeah. Just gonna flick the dagger pickaxe.
Or a boost. It's called a boost.
It's a boost.
You hear him go, "Ah!" off in the distance. It echoes through the warehouse. And there you are alone in the darkness with a noose hanging off your neck when suddenly out of the shadows, he just like steps into view and like a multitude of ropes comes after you.
Not again!
And we're calling this flashy. You should defend.
I'm gonna try and defend. You know that scene in Robin Hood Men in Tights with what's his name? Just try to blender the ropes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Ooh. Boo. That's some base 2.
All right. It was a 3 with his boost. Do you want to use your boost? Did you use your boost?
No, so that would match, right? 3. Or no, that would be 4 because it's +2.
You got a 4
Yeah.
with your boost.
Yes.
All right. You are able to barely fight him off.
No.
No, 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 no.
It is not Thursday night.
All right. Hangman is done with his turn. It is time for LB.
All right, I am going to go for the big bad again, and not what's his name? Ian, not Ian.
Levi.
Levi.
Jeans.
Todd.
Killer.
Levi. Right.
Anthony.
And I'm gonna go for another throat dagger. Dude, I can't see my character sheet at all. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to throw it like a boomerang. So I'm gonna get the wind around my hand and like whip it so that it goes around. It looks like it goes past him, and then it's gonna come back and try and slice him on up.
All right. Let's see it.
I'm gonna be clever about it. Do I want? I'm gonna use a fate dice for my precision. Because I have 2 left, so why not?
All right.
And roll them. Okay, so that's 5 total.
Ooh.
All with my other stuff.
You're attacking Levi, right?
Yes.
All right. He is going to try to cleverly run away. And that was a 5 total.
Mm-hmm.
5. He matches.
So what happens?
Nothing.
Oh.
No attack. I think he doesn't take damage, but you get a boost.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Is that right, Tyler?
Attack doesn't harm target, but you get a boost.
Thank you. All right, so you get a boost. Levi is running away, and when I say he is running away, I mean he is running further into the warehouse, into that shed I was talking about. As he does so, he's gonna grab Nathan by the shirt and drag him along with him.
We need to finish these guys off.
All right. It's Levi's turn. Well, okay, on his turn, he drags Nathan away with him. And he shuts the door to that shed, and there is a rumble in the warehouse. As the roof of the shed opens up and you guys see a balloon come out.
Some bitch.
The warehouse begins to shake. Debris begins to fall. Chains, cobalt, wood, things are toppling over. At this point, there is a aspect going to be placed on the environment, and it's this place is coming down. You can invoke it kind of the same way that you invoke aspects, but I'm going to put it on the turn order, and everybody needs to defend against it at the end of this. So I'm going to put the aspect there after Levi, and I'm going to go ahead and do my first roll with that. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to do a first roll with that. I'm going to have all of you make rolls to avoid it. If you get a 2, I believe it's a success, and if you get a 5, then you get like a success and a boost.
I'm gonna try and be
believe.
quick about
What are we
this.
using?
Anything that you can convince me is appropriate for avoiding debris.
So this hasn't happened to me before, but I also haven't ever had a 60-year-old leg, but I got a -1.
Ooh. Take stress, bruh.
What happens when you get to 3 stress?
No, I'm not for us to talk about consequences.
Because I was thinking I already have my leg as a consequence.
Mm-hmm. I think at this point your anemia catches up with you and you are lightheaded.
Okay.
And let's see. What does happen when you run out of stress? Everybody else begin your rolls
I got a
as
4.
a 4.
Picking
All right.
my
I
leg.
got
Success.
a 5. I'm
Five.
making it flashy.
All right, that's a success with a boost.
Yeah, boost.
Yeah, one.
A 1. All right. That I don't believe that's a success. So you're gonna have to take a stress. And Rusty.
I'm in the 5 club. I'm
5 club. Alright.
forcing my way, just knocking stuff out of my path.
Success with a boost. Awesome. All right. And now it is Rusty's turn. You can hear children inside the shed going,
But-
"Oh no!"
Oh
But-
no.
Rope master here is still kicking, right?
Hanging judge, hanging on by a thread.
Boo.
I'm going
What are
to
his aspects?
I'm going to grab him. I'm going to use my protective is it aspect? What's it called?
Yeah. Yep, that's
Aspect. To protect those children, I'm going to grab up a handful of the judge's ropes and whirl him around
right. Oh,
and-
dang, bro.
try to wrap him around the escaping balloon and I'll literally climb up the judge's body to get to the balloon.
I love it.
That's what I'm going to
Please.
try.
That's rad as fuck.
It is really rad.
Let's try this.
I think he's going to have to forcefully defend against this because I cannot see a way for him to defend flashily against someone just straight up.
Mauling him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What you get?
4 successes on the dice alone.
Yes.
Oh, this isn't going to be good for him. He's not very good at
Your
forceful.
camera's tilting up every time you
He rolled a 1.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Oh,
This is a success. I don't think it's a resounding success, but you succeed. The shed is, or
What
what
was
has
your
been
total, though?
revealed to be a hot air balloon situation.
It's like
Yeah.
9.
You got like oh, it is a resounding success.
Yeah,
Never mind.
that's the
So you've got a
legendary
boost.
success.
You've
Yeah.
got a boost. Remember, y'all, you can share your boosts with others.
Yep.
All right. You've got a boost and you succeeded. And I'm going to say that by doing this, this guy only had 1 stress left in his track. You knock him unconscious as you do so. And now he is basically just a limp Dr. Octopus with a bunch of ropes that you can use to however you please.
And I mean, this is a ridiculous success. So I'm gonna say it's wrapped around in the rigging of the
Tangled
of the
up in the balloon. Yeah.
and I'm just gonna wrap it around something on the ground and like pull so that's like all my pistons and gears are just and my little cobalt heart is just going so that blue light is coming out of my eyes and I'm holding the thing there for my pals to save the children.
That's beautiful, and I love it, and it's fantastic, and it's great. And now it is Tyler's turn.
Well, I got to take advantage of the rope bridge and I guess try and climb up it.
Hanging judges down.
Yeah. But what I want to do is get into the room and finish off Levi.
All right, sounds good to me.
So I guess this would be, I can't really say this is careful, climbing up there is more quick than anything, and I'm just climbing through the ropes, get up into where Levi is, probably surrounded by the kids, and just try and pop him.
All right.
Does anybody have any boosts?
Do you foresee this at all?
I guess I use the same technique of just like seeing when I look over where he's at in the room, so I know where to aim.
Okay.
Does anybody have any boosts?
I'll give you a boost.
Spot me a boost.
I'll spot you, Bruce.
2 boosts.
I'm going to invoke your aspect of the big picture. And you are going to, if you choose, you can gain a fate point. And you have any fate points left?
Yeah, I got 1.
All right. You can gain a fate point in this situation to lose track of the big picture and forget to check for something.
What am I forgetting to check for?
And if you refuse, I'm taking a fate point. Because you have to spend a fate point to resist.
Okay, I won't resist.
All right. You're getting a fate point. Would you like to roll?
Sure. So I got the +2, and then I got my also ability that I'm rolling, which isn't that great. That's a -1.
All right, he's going to defend with sneakiness. -1?
Yeah.
He could still roll badly.
I
He's
don't
gonna
think
get like a
all
5.
that extra stuff and you got a -1?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Really?
please.
Oh, no. Sorry.
You need to add your boost.
What are you doing?
Like you had like 4 in boosts alone or something.
Did you get a +2?
+2.
A +2. Okay, here I come.
Sorry, it's...
Here
11.
comes
Here I
the
come, trying to get you.
guy.
Oh, here she comes.
Uh,
It's a 2.
it's a tie.
It's a tie, which means you do not hit him, but you get a boost.
Okay.
So what you forgot to check for was someone hiding behind the door. And Levi's just standing in the middle of the room waiting for you when Nathan tackles you to the ground.
That motherfucker!
He is standing in the middle of the room holding a gun to a child's head, and Nathan tackles you to the ground. and Levi says, "Didn't see that one coming, now did you?"
Did not see that one coming.
You do get a boost. All right. Who's next? Steven, we need to check what happens to you since you have filled your track. What happens when you fill your track? Tyler, what happens when you fill your track?
I am in full anemia mode. I have severe blood loss going on.
You already had 2 stresses,
I believe you
right?
get a consequence.
I just hit 3rd.
Yeah, so to avoid one of the stresses, you take a consequence.
Yes.
You start with a mild consequence, and you have up to a moderate and severe consequences. But a mild consequence gives you another aspect that works against you.
I mean, I don't know what happens if I'm just like, I'll die instead. So yeah, sure. Seems legit.
In Fate, you don't necessarily die. You decide narratively what happens to your character.
All right.
And that may be dying, but that also may be something else.
So the building's coming down on me. I got a -1. So like, how does that manifest? Like, did I get like crushed by some rubble and now like I'm just kind of like picking myself up out of it, just shaky as all hell from my blood loss?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that some
Shaky as all hell sounds like a consequence.
Sure does. I'm gonna say some debris falls on your old leg, and it's sprained, and now you're anemic.
Okay.
So you've got a sprained ankle.
So I have my sprained ankle. Did I see?
45 minutes over.
We're doing it live.
That's okay.
We're so close to finished, you guys.
We're stuck in this. So
I'm so sorry.
So they're flying up in these balloons. And I saw True Sight rush up and run into this building that's being lifted up by all these balloons. Do I see that my friends have gotten out? Do I see that my fellow wardens have gotten out other than True Sight, who's inside of this thing?
Well, Rusty is holding the building down, essentially.
Okay.
True Sight is inside the balloon. Where are LB and where are Tornado and
We got dragged off
Joker.
further in.
Hard Chart, Ace, Joker.
I didn't make my save, so I don't think that I got stressed. So I could have gotten out, but
You could have gotten out and still taken a stress.
yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, like, at this point, like, the warehouse roof is starting to, like, crack open and, like... So what you could have done was, like, tornadoed your way up to the roof, but you just happened to, like, get hit by something on your way up,
Yeah.
and now you're standing on the roof.
Could we
Okay.
say that she
Or
was
you could be up in the balloons if you want.
Balloons or balloon?
Well, balloon.
Okay, I would like to go up into the balloon.
Could
Okay.
we say that she was carrying me too, and that's why she was hit?
Yeah, sure. I don't care. Sounds good to me.
All right. So my hand, just from like laying in this debris pile from where I am, I just pull out my gun and it's just shaking in my hand, and I just aim for the balloon. But I feel like this is one of those things where like I've only ever done this once before. And when I did, it left me hospitalized for quite some time. But I am going to essentially just throw as much of my own blood into this one shot to make like a cannonball burst against the balloon to pop it and then bring it back down. And this very well might be the end of me because I have already lost so much blood from fanning the hammer. I haven't had a transfusion since yesterday because I've been taking my iron supplements instead. So this is me just saying like, never again, as I bring my pistol up and just lose everything that I have into this one shot to try and bring the balloon down.
I will allow this.
Okay. Sweet deal. All right, so I'm not using an aspect or anything like that. This is literally me just trying to shoot.
Do it.
Because I don't have...
Anybody want to give him boosts? Anybody have boosts to give?
You guys
just
all
got
use
boosts.
your
I got
boosts.
Yeah.
Huh?
Take my boost.
Take my
The kids out of the way.
All right. So how many boosts am I getting? 2? Okay, so I'm gonna get an additional
you
plus
have a-
4.
Yes, you have +4 boost.
So I have a plus 7 total to this.
You do it, man. You do it. I imagine like
I
the
get a
last
7
of
total.
the last of the blood keeping you conscious is coalesced into your gun, and there is just a resounding boom, like a freaking hand cannon going off, and just like this red streak flies through the air and finds purchase in the balloon, and there's a slight popping sound and then a hiss as the shed begins to slowly lower, and on the ground you lose consciousness.
I would also like to say that my arm wouldn't have been able to properly hold it back. If it was everything that I had left, it would have just blasted out of my hand.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, like I look like I'm pretty much fucking dead. Like,
Yep. You are out.
Yes.
And I'm gonna count this as giving in, so you are out of the fight.
Yeah,
All right.
I gave it everything I
Is-
could.
It is Justice now, who is on top of a deflating balloon. What would you like to do, my friend?
Right?
Hmm?
We're in the basket, right? Not on top of the balloon.
Did I skip Tyler?
No,
No.
No?
I
Okay.
went.
All right.
I failed.
Are we in the basket?
It is a shed with a balloon on the top, so you are basically on the roof of the shed. There is a hanging judge
Hell's
tangled in the rigging.
fucking bells.
And
So speaking of my ability to push my luck to 11, can I argue that taking stress will let me do it again?
I will allow this. You can give yourself a quick run of bad luck in order to boost your good luck.
Turn to Tornado. I'm so sorry for what's about to happen. He
You just shoot yourself in the foot.
takes his dagger, aims it at his foot, and throws it.
Okay.
You just hear, "Ah! Some bitch!"
Bells! And
hopefully we'll get some good luck because I'm
You're-
hoping that
you're hoping that this is going to give you a turn of good luck.
a turn of good luck where we don't perish in a fiery crash.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
I like it. All right, take a stress. LB, it's your turn.
Okay.
Also, I'm at 3 stress.
Cool.
Sounds.
So we are on top of the shed. Can I see into the shed?
Yes. There is, like, the roof has opened up so that the balloon can come out, and you
Right.
can look down into the shed. You can see Levi standing with a gun to a child's head. Nathan is on top of
Suicide.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Headstrong. I'm just gonna tornado my way in. Like I'm gonna make wind around me, and I'm
Mhm.
going to tornado my way in and go for a. I'm gonna take out Levi. Hopefully, push him out the edge, and hopefully, I don't go with him.
See it.
Push him out.
So I am using my headstrong and, I mean, clever. It's my thing.
All right.
I think it's kind of clever.
He is going to cleverly try and punch you in the throat as you come down so that you lose your breath
Surprise!
That's a good idea.
because he knows your drawback.
Yeah.
Wait
All right.
for it.
Let's see the roll, bruh.
6.
6! Oh my god, Tyler, look. I got a 6 too.
God damn it.
Levi fucking cheats! Been playing tabletop games all day, and then suddenly this big bad evil shows up and he's like, I'm named after pants. I'm unstoppable.
I'm named after pants.
Can I give LB my last boost?
He's the villain of the traveling pants. Right.
Add boost after.
All right.
After the fact,
Yeah.
do it.
I'm
Do it.
giving LB a boost, my last boost.
Okay, so
All right,
that's
since
8.
you are the one giving him this boost, or giving her this boost. This is the point where your good luck kicks in. Nathan stands up,
Fuck that kid.
reaches over, grabs Levi, and says, "Never again." And
Make up your mind!
Levi contorts as his face becomes sunken, and he just becomes older and older. His hair turns gray and then white. His lips just like pull in over his teeth, and he just desiccates in front of you into a mummy and then into a skeleton, and then he turns to dust and blows away in the wind of your tornado.
Oh god, it went in my mouth. It went in my mouth.
Yeah! Levi, dust in my mouth.
I'm gonna go to the edge and I'm gonna try and slow our fall as much as I can.
All right. I will allow this to happen. You guys slowly make your way to the ground, land safely, and a bunch of crying kids come just piling out of the house.
I'm gonna run over to Bloodshot,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna start performing CPR. Don't die on me, old man.
I'm cold.
Don't die on me, old
I'm
man.
very cold.
Joker! Joker, come here!
Emergency transfusion.
Emergency transfusion!
Starting the operation.
Go.
But,
Joker comes in.
Joker's about dead too, though, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but he's not anemic.
Ah, okay.
I mean,
All right. What do you do, Joker?
I'm wrapping up my foot, just like I was like,
You need
we need
your
a blood
blood."
transfusion. Fine. Just gonna crawl over there, plug a needle into my veins, plug a needle into his veins.
I'm just gonna like put my body on top of his body to warm him up. You're gonna be all right.
You didn't have
You're
to
gonna be all
crawl.
right, buddy.
I carried you over.
As you guys surround Bloodshot, there is a moment of silence as you hope against hope that the transfusion will take. He stays very cold, and his heartbeat is slow. Nathan just kind of stands in the back looking really concerned, and you hear him say under his breath, he hasn't got anything left in him.
Don't you say that.
Wait.
Rusty will say something like, "Well, just use your power backwards, boy."
I've never done something like that before.
Yeah.
No better time to try.
I've only been able to take.
Well, now it's time to give. Start giving.
I thought you said I thought your mama said you were able to heal people.
Think of your mama. Think of that beautiful school teacher.
Hey, his mom's
Bartender.
bartender.
Oh, bartender, sorry.
She's making her way through school.
I'm busy.
Well, he's a teenage boy. He might think of the school teacher, and it might help him out here.
He covers his front. He's gonna kneel down next to Bloodshot, and he says, "I only promise to try."
That's all you need to do, son.
Anybody have any boosts you want to give him?
I don't have one.
Yeah,
I ain't got nothing.
everyone used their.
I'm tapped.
I have a fate dice.
All right, that's it for him. I'm gonna do a straight roll. This is carefulness,
All right.
and we're gonna hope that this works.
Swear to God, if
I
you
was-
don't roll a 5,
I
if you
swear
don't
to
roll a 5.
Yeah.
Sorry to fucking-
All right, you want to watch Tyler?
Yeah.
He's careful as 3.
Yep.
I
Roll.
can't. You just call it.
I can't.
A sound.
Oh no!
It's a total of a 1.
That's a total of 1.
Is my CPR helping at all? With the
An
blood
assist.
transfusion.
Give him an assist!
An assist.
Give him an assist!
I don't know how to do.
That's what you're doing. You're doing CPR. You give him an assist. He rolls a 3. It's barely a success. Bloodshot, you live!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm still fucking unconscious. Like I'm not.
He's unconscious, but his heart starts to beat and some color comes back in his cheeks.
Ah, that's nice. And you see Joker.
Yeah.
Want to do a jump cut to
Yeah.
the future?
We will pan out as the warehouse is on fire. There are children outside, and you guys breathe a sigh of relief surrounding Bloodshot on the ground. Let's do a quick epilogue. All right, who wants to go first with their epilogue? I feel like Bloodshot should be last.
What are we doing for an epilogue?
Just like do a quick.
I mean, you can just.
Oh.
give us a wrap up of
A quick wrap up of how it ends.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Levi is obviously dead and gone. You guys bring the hanging judge back, and he is tried as a traitor. It is revealed that he was one of the kidnappers, and he had been working for Levi since the beginning. And it's part of the reason why he disliked Rusty so much. Is because he was one of the kidnappers for the original orphanage. So he is tried as a traitor, and he faces justice among the wardens.
Hello.
And all of you get an award because, gosh dang it, that was a pretty big hairy deal. Nathan judges the wardens. He takes on the warden named Undertaker, as he is able to take years off of someone's life and give them to someone else. The drawback is that, in order to give, he has to take.
I wanted to thank Sir Tyler239 for the follow.
Hey.
Done.
Do the thing.
Hey, do the thing.
Do the thing. And I like to think that Bloodshot takes Undertaker under his wing. And the cycle begins anew. Bloodshot now has to walk with a cane, and he still has that white streak in his hair. And I think that's about all I've got for you guys. Boy, howdy.
Howdy.
Woof.
I wanted to say that the one thing that Bloodshot says when he wakes up is that is the first time that tears start welling in his eyes, and he says, I was so close. I was so close.
You did it, buddy.
All he wanted was to die.
Hey, Bloodshot, if it makes you feel any better, I tap his face. I'm inside you.
This is not Tuesday night, RJ.
And with that...
Get better, kid. You got a job to do.
End up a 7.
All right. Thank you to everybody.
Thanks, Wings.
Thank you, Wings.
Thank you.
Thank you. That went on for an hour longer than we thought it would. But man, that game's fun. I like Bloodshot.
I enjoy it myself. And that was the first time I got to actually play it for real.
Nice.
I'm glad we got to do
For a
so.
long time.
Also,
Kids on bikes!
we got Kids on Bikes coming up. We're going to do 5 to 10 minute break, stretch our legs, grab some food, and then we are going to be right back with LB Hack'em being our DM for this Kids on Bikes adventure, as just a couple of us kids go through an adventure in a small town. So if you guys are into spooky small town mysteries and stuff like Stranger Things, come back in 5 to 10 minutes, and that's what we're going to be doing!
Yeah!
Yay!
So,
Let's do it.
gonna be some kids for the kids. Thank you all for coming by. And if you are new to this channel, if you give us a follow, we will donate money in your honor for Extra Life, because we understand financial problems that people go through each and every day. So we'll do the money part for you. Just let us know who to put it in the honor of, and the easiest way to do that is with a follow. But besides that point, we will see you guys in 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you, Graybeard, for playing with us.
Thanks,
pretty much
Graybeard.
all day. This is great, and I can't wait to do this again next year. But 5 to 10, we shall return. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
We'll be back!